We are live. I'm Sunday Ladrone, everyone's favorite silly and cynical asshole. I'm here with Jace that Pointman Wayward
Hey.
and my very special guest, Brett McGowan, aka one of the pillar trio of the Mythoverse indie series. And this is the Pettier Hills All Star Podcast. Thank you for anyone joining us right now. Dominic Powell, we love to see you here, dude. Got two people watching so far. We are going to be talking about, oh, and of course Ryan, always there. And Smug decided to join us after he got his little snack on, and we're gonna we're gonna start this right now with just talking about what's in the title. I guess this is the first time we're gonna do that. I suppose. With the new Aquaman series that's coming out, that is has an interesting art style. Very interesting art style. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm sorry. Are we both looking at a train wreck here, or
I
do
mean,
I
I'm
need new
looking.
glasses?
I'm looking at a pile of shit. I don't know what you're looking at.
I honestly feel like Bardock from that episode TFS, and I most likely want to go and find an old image of Aquaman and basically superimpose that dialogue over that, much like what I did with the Thundercats Roar, the Roar scene.
So here's an interesting question. When it comes to Aquaman, obviously probably the high tier would be the current Justice League movie. But what would you think would probably be a stronger Aquaman? Old school Super Friends or this new wonderful show that's coming out on HBO Max?
I would go with Whitefish.
Justice League Unlimited Aquaman.
I'll go with
Well,
the
that was
Brave
pretty
and Bold
cool.
one.
That one was pretty cool, actually.
I like the Brave and the Bold was pretty good, man.
That's what I'm saying. He was awesome.
Brave and the Bold one was pretty good. Like I like how Batman Brave and the Bold did like combine the genuine elements of campy Batman, but in a respectable way. It's Adam West level Batman stuff, but you can still take it somewhat seriously and respectably, and that's what made it so fun.
It was made from love for the Silver Age. It really feels that way.
Yeah, like it feels like it's silly. Yeah, it's kind of dorky and over the top, but you know what? It works. It just works. This is the campy side of Batman. Batman can be campy. It's not all doom and gloom.
Oh yeah, because it's like, I mean, if it was all doom and gloom all the time, it'd be like sadness, no parents. Oh wait, oh man, it would be great if I had like a parody of My Chemical Romance of Batman or whatever.
Ooh, Pointman actually kind of retweeted a really good picture of Batman Brave and the Bold's Aquaman versus current day Aquaman. If we want to show the crowd exactly what we're talking about, because
Jay Steph, you can screen share that if you want.
You're gonna trust me again?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can go ahead and try it again.
I also made a meme of it. A different one.
Yeah, if people don't know what we're talking about, let's see if I can get this. Yeah, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah, so hang on, let me put it on there.
3, 2, 1. Oh boy, that's just wow.
He looks like
also,
Deep Sea Santa.
That Aquaman had that mirror. Just throwing it out there.
I like how they make her look like Fran Dresser. They really did make her look like. They really did make her look like married with children. Like they made her.
You're right. That's amazing.
Oh my god,
man.
That is amazing.
That's more points.
That is fantastic.
If you kind of like cut off the hair halfway, she'd kind of look a little bit like Jimmy Neutron's mom.
I mean, that's like 50s hairstyle, at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's like 50s, 60s hairstyle. the big hair. I don't know what the fuck they were doing with this. This is an abomination.
Well, the person who ran Thundercats.
I don't even want to talk about it.
That's
We could talk about Raven Revolt. It's way better.
So apparently this is another picture. Props on Pointman for finding this.
I should have put a Santa hat on him. Actually, I really
like they don't appreciate all the work that goes into this big deep sea Santa. It's hard.
Okay, I didn't even know there's more images.
What is with her face? Is that her actual face?
Yeah.
Did they actually put this in the, like, what the hell are they doing?
It's
what the
in some
I really wonder what's the canon thing? Is it gonna be the not unibrow or the unibrow? Because I mean,
dude, like these shows. Oh my god, it looks like a thick ass caterpillar.
Why does she have the unibrow and Aquaman doesn't?
It looks like just a check mark, like somebody like checking out a box, like a fucking check mark.
Ooh,
with a Sharpie. It just looks like a check mark with a Sharpie. What the J-Step. Look up Helga Pataki.
Helga Pataki?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from Hey Arnold.
Yep.
Yeah, look up Helga Pataki.
I see it. Bringing it out right now.
Okay, so yeah, that'd be hilarious to redraw it to make it look like Arnold and Helga.
It's the unibrow. Oh my god.
Yeah, but the thing is, people actually liked Helga Pataki, even with the unibrow and everything. She just was one of those characters you love to hate.
Wait, look up Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely more like that.
Wait, is it double D or regular D?
No, just 1D.
It's just 1D.
Okay, well, we'll just put Ed, Edd n Eddy. So.
Yeah, I thought when I saw that mirror, I thought it's like this looks like Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy. Oh my man! Like
fuck. Okay, let's compare. Like let's look at all three. Like look at all three of these.
Okay, here I'll get them all at the same time. So okay, here is. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah. So here's. Oh dang it. Work for me, computer. All right.
I changed my avatar just for the occasion.
Smug's avatar. Hey guys.
Oh, and Squidward's rival.
Okay, you gotta choose your fighter. You gotta get all these guys on the board and choose them.
What was her first Helga Pataki? Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I got the right picture. So
I think it's maybe the nose, or maybe kind of like, I don't know, the general way the eyes and unibrow just fit together just kind of like makes it seem like a mixture of Ed and Helga Pataki, whose mom drank milk or smoothies all the time, even though
she was smoothies. Yeah, here's the thing, they pretty much confirmed she was a fucking alcoholic. They don't even try to hide. They don't even try to hide it.
Very subtle.
That's what made it fun. That's what made it funny. Like as a kid, you wouldn't get it, but as an adult, it's so painfully obvious. That is what's wrong with her. She's a fucking alcoholic. Yeah, like it literally is like Ed is thick, Helga is thicker, and she's just extra thick. The unibrow. Oh my god!
So does that mean her power level's extra high?
But serious though, I think the reason why they go with this type of like animation is probably because they could probably do it a lot faster, since they don't have to adhere to all the details, like how Ed
they can do all their. I can tell you why they do it. It's because it can go like that extra like wiggly shit, like super jail. You know, like how that animation would do all that weird stuff. Okay. It's basically that kind of. They want to do that.
Okay, here's something that bugs the crap out of me, though. Okay, so they want to try and cheap out on elements like this, but they're willing to keep in these elements, which are going to be kind of a pain in the butt to kind of draw over and over and over again. Because again, I've gone through the animation.
Wherever.
So,
You just
so
draw
it's like,
them
Yeah,
why
like
would you keep this?
yeah,
and get rid of some other
yeah, like
stuff?
They're not going to be consistent.
that's kind of the thing. Like it all started with Steven Universe, where people kept quote unquote complaining, and it's not valid criticism, that they went off model a lot in the show, and they kept saying, well, it's just the style, it's just the style, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme.
Oh,
Like there were three, like they don't use like character sheets or models in Steven Universe. So like the characters are never a consistent height, never look consistently the same throughout the show, and they always fucked it up. And when people called it out, they said, "Oh, this is nitpicking. This is all this stuff." Super. I'm like, no, it's not. No, you guys are just too fucking lazy.
So here again we have like Pearl and Lapis, and I think this might actually be the same episode where this shenanigans happens. And then of course we have Peridot and Peridot. It's just like
I think the main reason for this is because they have different storyboard artists, and they go by.
No, it's the same storyboard artist. Here's what they do though. The storyboard artists have to make them at least look consistent, and that's not what the storyboard artists do, because they actually outsource to Korea to do the actual animation. The storyboard artists just have to make it look consistent. They're not doing that. All you have to do is literally make them look consistent. That's all you gotta do. It's like drawing a comic, look consistent. They're not even doing that. You're not even technically doing the animation. You're just making sure it looks consistent, so when they animate it, like look at that Connie picture up there, for example. Like that's bad. That's just bad storyboarding.
Because I thought I heard that basically like the different animators messed up each time.
So something to kind of keep in mind. There's some people who go like, well, they try and make it for comical elements, so so they're not going to be the same size all the time for comedy reasons.
Oh, it's not that.
Might be okay.
There's no way you can argue that.
Yeah, but this is just like a regular scene. So
yeah, they're extremely inconsistent. Like Dominic Powell, the animation team. Actually, I think the entire team is just from Thundercats Roar. I said Go before. And honest to God, I don't think it makes much of a difference. But yeah, I think it's the entire team from Thundercats Roar that are working on this show. Like the entire team, the writing and everything. And that show got canceled before it even aired.
Yeah, it did. Oh yeah, look at this.
It got so much backlash that it actually got canceled before it even premiered on Cartoon Network.
Wow.
I'm actually gonna kind of say is that honestly, it just kind of seems like they don't really use character reference sheets, because I tend to do turnarounds for my characters in my own comic, and sometimes I'll actually catch myself and see that, oh, how come the characters' bodies aren't proportionally right compared to other characters? It's because the head is not the right size, that I have to shrink it down. And that's kind of what I saw in the earlier examples with Steven Universe, was that the heads were really off. So that's kind of why the bodies also looked off. So I think that what they need to do is really stick to the heads, because that's the most important thing to keep in mind if you're going to try to be more consistent, Yeah,
like the way I used to have a really big problem with proportions when it came to especially heads. I made the heads way too big. I used to draw like shit. Now I actually make see, it's really inconsistent there. Like the last one's really inconsistent, but now after a while you got to learn to draw. Basically, I'm telling this to everybody: if you want to get better at drawing, you're gonna have to draw the same characters over and over and over and over and over again until it gets good. That's ultimately what you got to do. I know that sounds boring, but trust me, it's the only way you're gonna get better. Because I've gotten better at this. I've gotten way better.
Yeah, and that's something I tell my rookies
doing
that most likely, until they get much further into the industry, they're going to probably be drawing someone else's vision. So they're going to need to be able to be flexible and go from, at one moment something possibly like this. Oh, good Lord, I pity if my rookies ever have to do anything like that. And then possibly something like this, or if they're fortunate, they'll get on maybe a good series or a good series. I'm so sorry.
J-Step, can I ask you something?
Sure. What's up?
I want you to do a screen share, and this is probably going to come off as me bragging. Can you go find the picture I did of Aquaman and place it next to the new one?
Of course.
I am not by any stretch of the imagination a professional. Like I have a long way to go. But at the very end of the day, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure people can understand where I'm coming from when all I have is like printer paper and fucking color pencils I get from the dollar store because I'm trying to get all my shit from like actual art stores, but I can't right now. It's just a big mess. But still, this is done on printer paper and pencils and shit. So keep that in mind when you see this.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find your Aquaman. Like, for some reason, it's not showing on your main page. So I'm going to
hang on. I'll just copy. I'll just copy.
Oh, what's up?
I'll just copy it and
found it. Never mind. I got it. Okay. So here is HBO's thing, and this is yours.
So yeah, this again, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but this is something I did. This is something I did in like 2 days. And you have this on the left that you have this on the left, and you guys are telling me that this was a professionals you hired to make this. Like there was I don't like I said, I'm not trying to suck myself off or anything, but come on. Just come on. Like honest to God, audience included, which one of you would rather see the one on the right than the one on the left as a TV series?
The right one actually kind of reminds me a little bit of Jack and Dexter, not gonna lie.
He does have that 90s hearing.
Jack and Dexter?
Yeah.
Here's a funny comment. Mercenary Orc in the chat says Aquaman's wife is looking on par with her live-action counterpart.
I will say about that is that I think that it took some balls in the show to make Mira, or to make Amber Heard's Mira look just as ugly. Just as ugly as like you would want her to make her, You
know what I should have done? I should have taken some time to basically white out or remove her face and add in the troll face, and then put the unibrow on it.
I don't know. I think at the end of the day, my thing is with this art style
hang on. I'll be right. I gotta do some real quick.
Okay. Anything, my thing is I can see this kind of art style working for something that's the ugliness kind of helps towards. I think I've been watching Close Enough recently. That's actually done a little bit better. Yeah, but it's definitely better. But I definitely think that's a better art style. But yeah, but I also think if it had something where the ugliness was in its favor, not a superhero, not a
something like an Adult Swim show from back in the 2000s.
Yeah, I think it'd be you'd be like, this isn't the greatest art. You probably still wouldn't think much of the art, but you'd be like, oh, it's got funny writing and stuff. Then it'd be good. It'd be I still don't like these colors at all. These are disgusting.
They're the thing is I liked about Close Enough is because it's kind of have a very hopeful type of vibe to it.
It does.
Yeah, and I love the part where it's this. The guy is basically saying I don't want to be a failure, and then it's Josh, you're not a failure, and it shows this wholesome moments of where he meets his wife, they get married, they have kids. He's like, "Your father," and it's like, I just like, you know, that cat meme where the cat is just like crying. You know, that was me. It's like, if I had to compare that scene, it's basically that scene in Static Shock where he like rescues this homeless girl like called Permafrost. So it's like, I'm just crying because it's like, oh wow, this is too much, way too much.
Yeah.
Speaking of Static Shock, has anyone watched that lately?
Oh hell yeah!
I haven't rewatched it, but I watched it a lot back when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, really good show. Like I kind of worried about some of the elements in the show, but mostly it's like there was that one gun episode that was way too much. Richie got shot.
Yep.
Oh, and Ebon was great. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that Ebon, best villain, probably easiest to voice.
Yes, it's the best villain voice.
What I missed? Sorry, I had to let my.
We somehow got Static Shock now.
Well, yeah, because I was like talking about like emotional stuff and Close Enough, and I was talking about the scene I cried in on Static Shock, which was like, if you remember, yep. There's the one where Richie got shot. Richie's the blonde one in the back, who I don't know. Like, did anyone think about the story element where he becomes a bang baby? Like, you know, where he got the.
Yeah,
does anyone remember what a bang baby is?
Yeah, like you got hit with the bang gas, and that was what gave Static and a bunch of other people their powers. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The thing about Richie is everything bad kind of happened to Richie. The more you think about it.
Yeah.
First he gets shot. Then it turns out his dad is a fucking racist.
Yeah,
it gets better.
Like, don't get me wrong. That episode. Don't get me.
In the future. Sorry, it gets bigger in the future. So it's like, oh man, I was so sympathetic because I'm like thinking to myself, and then I used to be a weightlifter and everything like that, and like be in shape, and now I'm just like really heavy, and I'm just like, oh man. So
well, that was just a possible future, like you know how in Justice League Unlimited they had a one where that guy messed up the future. You saw old Static Shock, and like everything was like basically everyone was dead. Like a Tom King comic zinger.
But anyway, like not only that, but like he got shot. Turns out his dad was racist. Don't get me wrong. That episode handled racism well, but like that one scene where he said, "If it wasn't for you and your racism." that always cracks me up. Okay, that was fun. It's handled well, but like that one scene, I gotta admit, I was like, "What the hell is that?"
I don't know. It was also weird that like he was like a racist one day, and then he's like going to like Quanta or some shit the next day.
I mean,
some black thing. I was like, oh damn, he like just like went 100% from like the racism to not racism, and 100%. Like,
isn't that good?
I mean, it's good, but like it's also just like I don't believe it. It's weird.
It would be better. It would be better if it was like I think like if it was more subtle, like they did with Teen Titans, where like the racist was still a racist at the end, and even then. He was never portrayed as straight up antagonistic or straight up bad guy. He was just kind of a racist dick. He was still a hero trying to do heroic things, but he was kind of a.
It was a bigot.
That episode sucked.
Didn't he look like Captain Adam?
But like here's the thing. Like there's also another thing about Richie. I don't know if people knew or not. I don't know if to count this as an L or not, but Richie is gay. He is deep in the closet apparently.
Yeah, in the comics he was.
No, like no, in the show, like he kept trying, like apparently like anytime we talked about girls, he was overcompensating, and even McDuffie even said like, yeah, he is like Richie is gay and he's deep in the closet, and I'm just like. So he grows up big and he grows up gay. So Richie ends up being a bear in the future.
Oh damn!
You know, it'd be funny if someone basically recreated that Smithers meme where, like, you know, those two strippers or whatever, and basically have it Richie.
Yeah.
He's like,
oh, by the way,
like,
I found the video that you were talking about with permafrost.
Oh yeah, that always makes me. Oh, I don't know if we can show all of it on the stream.
I can,
right.
now that you say that, I could see it because that's kind of how Lexington was in Gargoyles, where he was his character was gay, but like he couldn't do anything with it because it was the '90s and it was Disney.
Was he like the dog character,
Wait.
or was that?
No, Lexington
no,
was
He's the tiny green
small
guy.
one.
The one who's voiced by Patrick.
No, not Patrick.
No. He
The small
actually,
one.
that one actually got a girlfriend and a really
No, he didn't.
attractive girl. Yeah, he did, didn't he? In the comic,
No.
I think he did.
Lexington. I think you're thinking of Brooklyn, or you're
Yeah, I
thinking
know.
of
that's
Broadway.
That's what I'm
Broadway's
talking-
the big
that's
one.
a-
Broadway's
yeah,
that
like
one.
that's
That little
that's
one,
what I'm
little
talking-
one, that one, little one, that one.
I know. I'm trying to say, I'm talking about Broadway. He's the fat guy who looks like Patrick, and he gets a girlfriend. I think it was either in the comic or the show, but he got a girlfriend. That's what I'm saying. Broadway
Oh yeah,
got
he
a
did.
girlfriend.
Yeah, he got Goliath's girl or Goliath's daughter.
Yeah, Lexington, I think Lexington was just implied. I think he's just implied to be camp. I guess you could say maybe flamboyant is a better word for it. I don't know, but
the creator actually confirmed it like 15
I
years
see.
ago.
Oh, I didn't know he confirmed it, but yeah, and the what was the other? It was Brooke. I forgot his name. He was the second in command. I can't believe I forgot his name.
Let's see. I think it was Bronx.
He was like planning to get a girlfriend. He was gonna
Bronx. Bronx
yeah.
is the dog one. Bronx is the dog one.
Sorry.
It was Broadway. It was Broadway. It was Broadway. It was Broadway, Hudson, Lexington, Bronx, and what was his name?
Are you talking about the old dude?
Brooklyn's Brooklyn's the one with the beak, like that. I've watched the show way too many times.
Wow.
And I-
Okay, yeah.
I know way too much more about
That's
this.
Brooklyn.
You know what's
Brooklyn,
really hilarious?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting back into this. Sorry, I was busy.
I was just gonna make a joke that when they got all turned human, they all for some reason became white.
Man, I still in my head just 100% believe. Yeah.
Well, wait, no, wait, Goliath. Wait.
I still blame
Goliath
him as
yellow
black.
like. I mean, he is played by a black guy. To be
Yeah,
fair,
he's black.
but
He's black in my mind, in my heart.
like,
Okay.
but he's the only one with a tan. He's the only one.
Yeah,
They
he's
make
like
no
a
sense.
big
They're all Scottish.
Fabio.
They're all technically Scottish. Why the hell is he the only one with a tan? It doesn't make any
Quick
sense.
question, like Eliza, she got turned into a gargoyle, like this, like that one right there. So is she in gargoyle face?
No, she got turned into one. That doesn't count. They're in human
I
face.
think it
also.
still counts, like the whole Dr. Manhattan.
true.
They're in human face. It's cool, and we're all being racist here. We're all being racist together.
She's trans gargoyle, guys. It's
Oh, wait, what about the
2021.
What about
He
the
just-
dog, though?
I think he turned into like a dog.
Oh man, that I don't know. That reminds me of that.
I don't remember
meme.
that.
Or he may not have been part of that.
Oh, here it is.
That adventure. I don't know.
There he is.
No, I think that's the. Wait, yeah, man.
I think that might be.
Tiniest picture in the world, but it's there.
Oh yeah, but look at this animation though. Yeah, look at it. It's just
It's
like
amazing.
Yeah, it's not like blob people. Oh, look at that. It's like remember when they went to China or oh wait, look.
Oh,
there's
he did
Puck.
turn into a dog.
Yep. That's
Oh
what I'm
hey,
That makes no sense at
Interesting
all.
thing.
Oh, you think that doesn't make any sense? Wait till you get to time travel,
know.
son.
I know about the time travel and shit. It still doesn't.
Doesn't make any
Doesn't make
sense.
any sense.
Do you remember? Here's a thing, fun fact if anyone knows, but basically the Star Trek Next Generation, they voiced the majority of these characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
they're
I
pretty
can,
famous
I can
for that.
top that one for you guys.
Xanatos and what's her face and
Oh, you mean
Troy.
Disney's
Yep.
Disney's Tony Stark before they bought it?
And
They can still make that happen. Make the
Oh, yeah.
crossover happen.
yeah, here's
that
one
was
that's gonna
done
blow.
for-
I got
yeah,
one that's gonna
right.
blow your mind, guys. So they had Riker, they had Troy, they had Worf. They even
Oh,
had
yeah.
Janeway. They even had Janeway on this show. Would you like to know that they were even considering getting Patrick Stewart on this show?
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Here was the wrinkle, though. According to his agent, his asking price was too high.
Oh,
Can you blame him?
I can see that.
I mean, like at that point in his career, like Patrick Stewart was basically like that'd be like asking like let's do a high school reunion, let's do a High School Musical reunion, but let's try to get Zac Efron too, and that's just not gonna happen. You're just not gonna get him back.
Scroll down. You remember that Minotaur guy, the cop?
Minotaur guy. Oh,
Yeah, he's down there clearly. Down. He's somewhere.
Just tell me when to stop.
Maybe it was on the other one with the furry guys. You know, what were they called?
What guys? The
furry guys in the show. There's hyena, jackal.
The furry. Hey, Pointman, the furry force. The furry force.
The furry force on Fox Kids.
Yeah, we don't talk
Oh my
about
God.
that. It's too scary.
But no, they were like hyena and
What are
Fox.
their names? Can't believe I'm playing
I
for their
think,
name right now.
wasn't there
Fox is the-
one where
Go ahead.
wasn't there a group of them like one was like a unicorn and one was like a manticore manticore or something like that.
I mean, these guys.
look.
Aren't those the British? The British gargoyles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look, there's a furry right there in the middle.
Oh yeah, she took the surgery.
No, the guy, big guy. See him?
Oh yeah, never mind. He took it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he got possessed by a Scottish spirit or Irish spirit one time. Oh, and there's Elisa's brother, the Black Panther with wings.
Yep.
So many furry.
Give me a
spots
second.
on that show.
I gotta do something real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to go for. Oh, here we go. This is the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the British guys. Then
Yeah,
there's
the British
the
ones.
Brazil people, I think.
The pictures get smaller and smaller each time I keep on going through.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at gargoyle stuff, it's gonna be like old internet.
Here's your panther. Wow,
Yep,
they
Black
really
Panther,
got
Batman.
they really did get multiple species, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
I
stick
think
with the gimmick of the coolest thing to be is have wings. You gotta have bat wings to be cool.
Yeah.
Was also cool
sorry.
that
Sorry guys, I got to keep doing stuff real quick.
right. No, that's cool, man.
Now,
No,
what-
here's Black Panther, Batman.
Mhm.
I had a Xanatos toy back when I was a kid.
Oh, look at that! It's the evil
You know-
Goliath.
You know the best thing about Xanatos
Yeah.
is that you could have the worst day of your life. You could like stub your toe. Your wife could leave you. You could lose your job. You could find out you have cancer. You could have your car towed away, and it turns out it'll all be a part of a 5-step plan to take over the Vatican by Xanatos, and it would actually make fucking sense. That's how fucking good he is. You would never fucking know. Like that's how good of a calculating guy this dude is. And the worst part about it is, it always ended up making sense.
Okay, except for one time where he made his fortune by bootstrapping himself by always giving himself a coin to invest in himself in the future to his past self, and it's got a loop. That's how he made his fortune through a time paradox.
He said right now it's worth about 5 cents. But when I get it in like 200, 300 years, it's gonna be worth like $25,000 or whatever, and that's how I get my startup money to start my business. So I literally came back to the past in order to keep doing it over and over. I'm just
that's how they spent their honeymoon. By the way, him and Fox.
Yeah, it's what he spent the honeymoon with Fox.
Yo, so
That
he was
is-
the was
He's
he
such
the
a
original?
badass.
Was he the original guy who made cryptocurrency?
Yes.
Like it was great. It was fantastic. It was like even when the dude lost, he won. Like that was another thing. Like he really did. Anytime it seemed like he lost, he'd end up finding a way, finding a way to win even when you lost. Like this dude rarely just took an L, and
he was so good at winning. He got a trope named after him.
You know what's funny is that
the Xanatos Gambit.
You know what's funny about Xanatos is that even though he started out as a villain, he ended up with everything. Like he has a loving wife and child, and like he even
that was the greatest thing about him.
Yeah, I know. It's like, look at that. Even though you knew this guy,
he was chasing it. He was chasing immortality, and then he was like, I've decided, this is my immortality, my child.
Yeah, a magical elf, baby.
And then he has like a magical elf butler. He said, and then he literally said, Would you rather release? What was he said? You'd rather release me and gain all my powers, or would you rather have me stay a subservient dude and like just be your servant for the rest of the time? And he's like, I want you to be my servant for the rest of the time. Why? Because you're a really good servant. I'm not gonna let you go. Are you kidding me? You're a good servant. You do what I say. I like your results. You're good help. Good help is hard to come by. I was like, this nigga is petty. That's some petty shit.
Well, to be fair,
my god, that was great.
Well, to be fair, you got to remember that this dude was willing to get his hand turned to stone to basically help Xanatos get his goals. That's how dedicated this dude was. So.
Imagine it'd be nice if he became a vigilante and he's like, I'm Stone Fist. Stone Fist!
He tried to fist them all, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
You want the fist. You get the stone fist, motherfucker.
But no, so should we go back to the Thundercats remix Requiem? Slap my ass and call it Aquaman.
Since we're on the subject of Disney, you guys want to talk about Cruella?
Oh yeah,
trailer.
So Slim, I gotta ask you, do you think Cruella has girl power?
Me.
I mean, of course she's going around murdering dogs.
Yeah,
she's fucking amazing.
Did you think she had? Damn it! The rest of the bit is I say, did you think she had girl power when she tried to skin 1,000,000 Dalmatians?
Well,
yeah, like they were like.
Wait, side by side. She was his queen.
Yeah. Yes, queen.
God help anybody who went after his queen.
Cruella trailer, best memes, jokes, react. Here's the thing: they really want me to feel like. Here's the thing about the joke. They see people keep comparing this to the Joker, and I'm just like, no, this is Harley Quinn, and that they really don't know what the fuck they want to do with this movie.
Yeah, you could like.
And that was the biggest problem with Birds of Prey. Like they really did not know what the fuck they wanted to be, and that's ultimately what made the movie suck. Because it was trying to be everything. It was trying to be so many different things and failed at everything. But not in a fun, entertaining way. Like for instance, like the entire idea is like Harley Quinn is liberated from the Joker, which means she should no longer be evil, but she still does evil stuff. But we should root for her to be evil because this is who she really is. But at the same time, we feel sympathetic for her because she was started this way because of the Joker.
This is a lot of mental gymnastics going on here.
Exactly. That's the problem. Like the movie starts out like, oh, she was a decent person till she got with the Joker. But now she's no longer with the Joker, but she's still doing horrible shit. So why should I root for this protagonist when you say all of her problems stem from this, but she's still doing it?
And not only that, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And not only that, but they say that in the beginning of the movie that a lot of Joker's best crimes were all planned by her, which we find complete bullshit, by the way. But no, it was all her. She was the reason why he was so successful.
I don't know. I can believe that Joker couldn't function. I'll say.
Yeah, like I mean, this is Jared Leto's Joker, to be fair. Like, so, like, if you want to say if any version of the Joker where Harley Quinn is the brains behind the operations, that's a believable statement in this. Here's the thing. It almost works because there's an episode in the Batman animated series where it's pretty much dedicated to the fact that Harley Quinn is competent and she's capable of like capturing Batman and doing it in a very witty and awesome way. But Joker gets mad because she captured Batman with her plan and captured him pretty well. So he gets mad, abuses her, and even throws her out a fucking window. So it is constantly implied that while Harley is insane, that she is a competent villain, which she needs to be. And I do like that aspect. But like this movie just outright said, oh yeah, everything Joker did, it was because a woman was actually doing. Okay, so you're telling me all those horrible, terrible crimes that involved killing people for no reason was actually a woman. Yay! Well, you fucking morons!
Well, if you say it like that, anything would sound bad.
Well, something else to consider as well, and this drives me nuts about this with all with all these special people, and I will just go with that. Certain people saying, oh, this is such a feminist movie, it's so empowering, and then when you think about the very beginning of the movie, it's like, you don't realize she doesn't tell anyone that Joker and her broke up for the very beginning. She still acts like a shit, but because she doesn't tell anybody, and everyone thinks that she's under the Joker's protection. And the moment they find out, oh, you're not going out with the Joker anymore, that's when shit hits the fan for her. It's not empowering at all. It's like, what the
it's like you kind of like you committed a bunch of crimes and thanks to your sugar daddy for all these crimes, and then of course, now you're not having any of that protection now, and it's like it's more like she's kind of like just running away from owning up to all the horrible stuff she participated in.
Here's the thing about this whole thing that I understand. There's just like we could honest to God have an entire discussion about Birds of Prey because it's such a shitty movie with so many things wrong with it. And the worst part about it is I don't even think it's that bad because it's not only bad, it's mediocre. It's mediocre bad. It's not like Suicide Squad that was entertainingly bad, where I can make fun of it and laugh at it and point out how stupid it is. It is everything that's done is below average, and that's kind of what makes it. A boring movie is worse than a bad movie.
Yeah, like some of the old video game movies, like Super Mario or Double Dragon or Street Fighter. I mean, they were bad movies, but at least they were entertaining in some way. And then you have this, where it's just like it's just not entertaining at all. It's trying to be Deadpool, and she's not Deadpool.
Cruella looks like every e-girl ever. I agree. She just basically every. No,
but she,
Dominic Powell. Hang on, I want to read your comments. Sorry, I'm just trying to get back into this because I lost my flow letting my sisters in. The movie wasn't even Birds of Prey, just in name only. Agreed. Harley seems like the type of person to spend 1 hour planning the next big heist and spend the rest of the time looking at cat photos. Yeah, and Cruella wants to skin puppies. Emily, the artist. I completely agree. It does. You can't make that. Like with Harley, you can kind of try to justify that. I don't see how you can make her wanting to skin innocent puppies into any
relatable character. Yeah. It's like, I mean, maybe with like Poe's Law. Not Poe's Law. I would have to ask him. No.
I will say,
no.
It's kind of funny. People were more mad about her killing puppies than Harley Quinn killing people. We truly live in a society.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that anime taught me: if you want to make a villain that is just beyond the pale despicable, you have them do one of two things: kill a kid or kill a dog.
I got one. I got a few villains doing that.
Well, honestly,
stuff in the name of like trying to save the world and stuff like that. Although, like, he says he's gonna save the world, but it's like you're really kind of going past the point of like morality when you think about sacrificing children to try to create superhumans.
Yeah, like here's the thing about Cruella that I don't understand. This is something actually a trend I see not only in Disney but like media in general, and this is probably where I'm gonna go off on a tangent, and a bunch of people are gonna take what I say out of context from this point on. But I don't understand how this trend of suddenly making every female character a misunderstood victim became a thing. Like
I
I
think
am
it started
really
with
sick.
Maleficent. I think
It
it started with
started with Wicked. It started with Wicked.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good
yeah,
point.
I could probably think that
Yeah.
because it's like it's a similar situation to Watchmen where it's like, oh yeah, everyone likes this, we'll make a bunch of this, but it's like it doesn't work in every context. It's just one formula, and you have to work your way towards that. Now, like tragic villain, okay, like
Yeah, let
how about
female villains be villains. Yeah.
how about guess of the Little Mermaid, right? Ursula. Probably gonna make an Ursula movie.
You know,
Oh yeah. No, not even that. It's gonna be Ursula was well. Here's the thing in the quote unquote canon Disney story. I guess they said Ursula was like a banished sea witch.
I mean, yeah,
they're probably gonna make what's his name, Triton like a misogynist or whatever, and like he banished her for no good reason, and then like Ariel's gonna be like, Daddy, you should have done that, and at the end of the movie he's gonna make up or some shit like that. I guarantee you.
Steven Universe approach.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Let's go over the Disney remake villains for a second. Look at all the Disney remake villains. Evil stepmother from Cinderella. She's suddenly sympathetic. They suddenly try to make her sympathetic. Maleficent, try to make her sympathetic. The Hawk Witch from Mulan, try to make her sympathetic. What else?
Frozen.
Frozen was more like they chickened out and didn't want her to be an antagonist, so they made two other antagonists to make her look like she didn't do anything wrong, even though she's objectively did something wrong. She's objectively responsible for all the shit. She is objectively the antagonist of the story, but hey, we can't be seen in a negative light. What else? What else is another example?
Well, obviously, Cruella.
They had to
Cruella.
They had to make the Dalmatians look evil just to justify her going on a rampage against them.
Oh my god, then it's basically justifies basically what? Animal cruelty or some crap? It's like, geez, of course if a dog's gonna get angry at you if you want to try to skin them alive.
She looks like a Danganronpa character. Fuck weave. Stop talking weave, Ryan.
So I didn't watch the trailer.
Talk American. Don't talk in that weave shit.
I was actually.
Did she have like a man that's like making her do this?
Here's the thing. It looks like uppity rich white man.
It
looks like uppity rich white. Yeah, it looks like uppity rich white man is against Cruella. I'm gonna take a wild guess here. I'm gonna say that uppity rich white man is going to look down upon her for her fashion and doesn't think it's up to par, and then she's gonna get so obsessed and angry, and then it's gonna be like oh you go girl, and she's gonna be like a fashion rebel, and ultimately she's gonna have this plan of where she gets his prized Dalmatians that he's purebred and all that shit, and she's gonna decide to make a coat out of them. I guarantee, like if I am right, I will bet $20 on this. I swear to God.
Hold it.
I swear to God, that's the plot. That's going to be the plot of the movie.
Well, like the plot of the movie, it looks kind of like this old lady is like her antagonist or something. But yeah, yours probably keep a pin on that. But you know what? Just all this reminded me of is that Netflix has this TV series called Ratchet. You hear about it?
Is that the one with the nurse?
I
Yeah,
don't want.
so
I don't want to. I don't want to know. I don't want to know about it. Honestly,
well,
like
no,
the title
like
alone,
I'm
I
just
don't
gonna
want to know about
summarize
it.
it. I'm gonna summarize it. I'm reading the book right now, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Ratchet is the main villain who basically like she like kind of like ruins these guys' lives who want to try to get help mentally with a stutter or whatever, and basically like just like she's the main villain of this book, and it's like he made her kind of like the sympathetic sort of villainous or whatever. Like
she drives a guy to suicide.
even though like she's doing all this to try to save her brother, but it's like, wait a minute, she's like 50 years old in the book. Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna die. Yeah, also for some reason she doesn't have double D breasts. That's really weird. Because like
did they really make that a point in the book?
Yeah, they made that a point in the book that she tries to make herself as not a woman as possible, except she can't hide that she has these big old titties. Yeah, I know.
Should I be
hilarious?
Yeah, I kind of have to laugh
It's like,
at that. It's like, seriously? Wow.
yeah, it's hilarious because it's like she can't stop that about herself.
Like she just puts up this image of being this. She puts up this one image, and then
she's a matriarch. She basically controls these men,
and she's super insecure about her chest.
Well, like she's also kind of just like the McMurphy character. Man, he really just gives her the business by
the guy that Jack Nicholson plays in the movie.
Yeah, even though he doesn't have red hair, and like he's supposed to have a scar on his left nose or whatever. He becomes best friends with this Ute chief or Indian guy called Brodeen, because like he gets him to talk by basically like making jokes about juicy fruit and stuff like that, because he hid a bunch of gum under his bed and he kept chewing it over and over and over again. But like he explains, like, you know, it's deep in the book, but I'm just saying, like, this whole sympathetic female thing, it's like they're basically like taking characters that are always the villain type, probably to do like a whole, oh well, they're not really that bad, it's like so you can relate more to them. It's like, you know, it's like bull crap, because it's like you're just taking away. Most people, they like problematic supervillains, or they like villains. You know, it's like how people like the Baroness from G.I. Joe. Y'all remember her, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think a good example of a female sympathetic villain done right is, well, ironically, from the show we were talking about previously, Gargoyles, and that's
Demona.
Demona. Yeah, Demona is very sympathetic throughout the entire thing, because she went through a lot of the same hardships that the current Gargoyles are going through. The only difference is she didn't take things as well, to say the least.
Well, there's a lot more to it, where she was like immortal and stuff, and
I'm aware. Yeah, people. For those of you who don't know,
I'm not trying to say you didn't see it, you know.
Yeah, but like, for those of you who don't know, this is canon by the creators too, by the way, so I'm not pulling this out of my ass. But one of the reasons she's so aggressive and angry is that she's been alive for so long, and she's in heat, and she hasn't found a suitable mate, and the only mate person she'd want to mate with would be Goliath. So basically, she has been in a perpetual state of horny rage for hundreds of years. I am not making this up. She is in heat, and she's kind of pissed about it a lot of the time because she can't do anything about it. I am not making this up. Look it up. That is an actual thing about Demona from Gargoyles. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so like that was an actual. Yeah, I'm dead serious. That's an actual thing from Gargoyles. She is in perpetual heat, and she's pissed about it. So, but like, it really, like, one of the best episodes is easily where she like goes back in time and she meets herself before going through all the bullshit with the humans, and like even though Demona is literally facing herself from from her that will inevitably be her future self, she still is a completely different person and still like defends the gargoyles in the castle and shit. Because she's like, I don't care if she's from the future, I'm still gonna hold on to my beliefs now. And like the future Demona is like, damn, I was really noble back then, and but they still make it clear that she's the antagonist, she's the bad guy.
She's gone too
They
far.
don't try she's gone too far, and like they don't try to make her seem like, oh well, she can just stop and change it. Like, no, I'm still pissed, I'm still angry, I'm still gonna do me, but like at the end of the day, you do feel sympathy. You can feel sympathy for a villain without trying to make them not be a villain. You can still feel sympathy.
Remember that one episode where like Xanatos made an evil Goliath, and then like she tried to get with the evil Goliath. She's like, no, I made my own bitch. She's half you and half sorry, I'm messing up.
Montoya.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, he made like a hybrid clone of both of them to get with.
Yeah, like what kind of like?
Because he was like completely uninhibited him, so he's like, yeah, I want those two women together. Yes, let's go.
It's so glad he didn't like take Goliath's daughter or whatever, because Goliath would be like, "You sick, you're sick and disgusting for that," or something. I don't know. Like, what does it remind me of?
And people like I'm like I said, it really is mind-boggling, because you send a mixed message when you try to say this character is just a misunderstood victim, but you should also praise every horrible thing they're doing, because this is them being vindicated. This is them, doing the thing that they need to do. And I'm just like, no, this should not be empowering, or this should not be looked upon as a good thing at all. Like people like I hear so many people say like, oh well, you're missing the point of Joker by idolizing him or thinking it's a good thing. We're not saying that Arthur becoming the Joker was a good thing. We're saying that this was inevitable. You feel sorry for Arthur, but you know that he's at least happy considering all the bullshit he's gone through. They don't make him seem. They make Arthur seem sympathetic, but they don't go out of their way to say everything the Joker does is reasonable or vindication or the right thing to do. They never say that.
Yeah, but because before, dang it, I really wish I knew who Danny DeVito. No, is it Danny DeVito who plays Murray?
That was Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro, not
De Niro.
Danny. Right. I was gonna think, what was the Robert De Niro character when he was a mobster or whatever, and he
which one?
Moonlight.
Which one? That doesn't really narrow it down.
He moonlights.
Do you know how little that narrows it down?
Yeah, I know, because I was gonna say that, and then basically he moonlights as a late night TV show host who, for some reason, makes fun of mentally challenged individuals. Jeez, that was such a dick move for him. Like, to make fun of a guy. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. That's what made here's the thing about Joker. That's kind of, I think, that's the best. Like, I think Quentin Tarantino even commented on it. That is the beauty of the Joker, because by the end of the movie, you know that this is what Arthur wants to do. He wants to kill Murray. You want to kill him too, but at the same time, when you actually reflect on it, Murray really didn't do anything wrong. He made fun of him for a minute on his show, and that's it. Like, he didn't do anything worse than that. He even invited him on the show and was pretty cordial and nice to him too. Like, he didn't constantly he made a few jabs, sure, but it was very minor. It was like, oh, he got a notebook. You got a notebook here, like stuff like that. He didn't do anything that was openly malicious. But when when you actively show that that over the course of the story you see this and you're like, I completely understand why Arthur wants to kill this person. You don't agree with it. You don't think they don't paint it as the right thing to do, or as the smart thing to do, or as a reasonable thing to do, or even a sympathetic thing to do. But after seeing everything Arthur goes through, you want to see him go through with it, just so we could get some, just to get some gratification from Arthur.
Actually, I'd like to kind of go into something like this. I think when you're talking about all this stuff, and in the end, I think that's how it kind of goes down. But I think originally he did want to actually kill himself on television, which is the original reason why he brought the gun with him. That's why he had that whole written part out. And then once he gets to about this part, well, rephrased, when he gets to this part, I think that's when he just says, you know what, fuck it. And then
it's like right before he goes out on stage, he like realizes that he realizes that he could finally find some kind of, and this is what makes Joker so good. It's kind of ambiguous about what he really wants in the end. Maybe he just wanted attention. Maybe he finally found it in like being the Joker, because he says like, why are you the Joker? And he's like, I'm not doing it because of some cause. I'm doing it because well, I wanted to. I wanted to kill those men on the subway. They were jerks and I didn't like them, so I killed them. And I found that funny. I found that hilarious. It was great. And then like when he finally, yeah. Sorry. And then like, but like at the same time, like you're not supposed to like everything Arthur does. Like that's the core point of a villain and making them sympathetic. You can have a sympathetic villain as long as you acknowledge that they're a villain. The problem with the modern female villain mold they have going right now is that they lack the self-awareness to make them. They basically don't want to go through with it. They want them to be. They want them. They don't like a good example would be I know it's a dead horse, like a really dead horse, like a rotting carcass in the middle of a freeway, dead horse covered in maggots as the blood splatters and dries all over your wheels as they accidentally run over it. But Abby for The Last of Us Part 2 is a prime example. The story and the characters never go out of their way to claim what Abby did was a bad thing and he did the wrong thing. They constantly state that Joel deserved it and he had it coming and that he should, and that she was completely justified in doing what she was doing. Yet we're supposed to root for her despite having no redeemable qualities whatsoever. Like her validation is all that matters, and we're supposed to ignore everything else and praise everything else she does, and it doesn't work. Yeah. That's not how a sympathetic villain works. You gotta have us understand why they're doing it and why they're doing what they're doing. Essentially, that's what makes a sympathetic villain work: to understand them, but never to justify their actions. You don't have to justify their actions to make them a sympathetic villain.
Yeah, I mean, even Clockwork Orange understood this. I mean, has anyone ever seen that?
Oh, yeah, I've read the book.
Yeah,
and the book too. Yes.
Yes, on Clockwork Orange, like, so the main character is Alex, and well, he's just a teenage scumbag, and there's really no much reason given beyond that. He just does a lot of terrible things, like picking fights, beating up homeless people, and
he's also a rapist.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's also a rapist. But yeah, there's not trying to gloss it over. I'm just saying, like, he's a terrible person, and the story's not. It makes no bones about it. Like, at no point does it try to say, like, oh, he's misunderstood or anything. No, he's just Alex is
evil.
A bad.
He's evil. Like they don't skim it. They say he's pure evil. He's even people saying he's bad in the films, but he's even worse in the books.
Yeah.
In the books, he's a fucking pedophile, dude. Like he legit gets two young girls and rapes them.
Yeah, the
like
thing though is like
12-year-old girls.
The thing with Clockwork Orange, though, is that it kind of poses the question, because like everyone knows that Alex eventually gets caught and he goes to prison, and he finds a way out to get out early by going through the Ludovico technique, which is going to involve a lot of brainwashing. And so the argument that gets presented at us is, well, after getting through all the brainwashing, Alex is presented as being a quote-unquote model citizen, and the question that's being asked, is he?
No.
Did he make any of these choices of his own free will at all?
I mean, like, I think. Yeah, but like, no, I think like the question. I think like the bigger question, and I'm not saying you're wrong, Pointman. I'm saying more like the bigger question of it is it okay? Is it okay to like throw out human ethics if it means like even on the, like, again, like you said, Alex is evil. He's an evil human being with no redeemable traits whatsoever. But does that make it okay to brainwash him, to get rid of his will, his will as a human being, to completely brainwash him, to make him not have any control over his mental aptitude, for the sake of making him a model citizen, making sure he doesn't do these horrible, terrible things again? It's a question of free will. Mm-hmm. And are we willing to strip that away, even amongst literally the lowest of the low in our society? Are we willing to strip that away from human beings if it means making our society better or safer? Are we willing to do that? That's the question that presents itself, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
Are we willing? Yeah, your opinion is still valid, and I still do agree. Like, yeah, is he even a model citizen? Does it really make?
That was somebody else. That was below me. McGowan.
Oh, Brett. Yeah.
Yeah, Brett.
Sorry, you guys are the only two white guys on the stream, so I couldn't tell.
Yeah, like it's to be honest, it really wasn't taking a side. Though, gun to my head, I say no because he didn't choose. He didn't make the choice, but that is the argument that the story's presenting. Like, and you kind of more or less put it in how I would have put it, Slim. He's like, sure, Alex is a bad person, but does that justify brainwashing him to make him a quote unquote model citizen?
Yeah, Sorry. I'm just saying. Clockwork Orange is a great film. One of like an amazing film. Go watch it, by the way. If you haven't seen it, it's great. You won't be able to hear Singing in the Rain without thinking about rape anymore. But it's a good movie. It's a good ass movie.
Yeah, there's one part I do want to kind of bring in too. You're definitely right about the whole thing is about getting rid of free will so that someone becomes a model citizen. But also something that's interesting in this as well is the fact that Alex can no longer fight back, how society treats him afterwards. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, this guy definitely racked up a lot of karma points, and he gets them, and he gets them pretty hard.
Yeah, they give him the business.
His victims, from the homeless guys, from his mates that he basically screwed over, to the old man whose wife allegedly killed herself. Now, whether that's actually true or not, who knows? But we do know that she's not there anymore, and now this dude has a hired bodyguard ready to protect him all the time. But basically, again, when society found out, oh, so you can't defend yourself anymore, they start becoming as rabid as he was. And it's pretty, it's actually kind of telling. And the sad part is, it actually could be kind of true. Like, what would you do if you found out the person who wronged you could no longer fight back? And if you attacked him, there would probably be no consequences.
Yeah, because generally
like that.
How. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I've talked too much anyway. You go ahead.
I'm gonna basically just say, like, is this how people who like get out of prison feel like after they're like, Because it's like, if they act up or whatever, they'll just get sent back, won't they?
I mean, like, I've known some people who got out of prison, and I think, like, for a lot of people, like, you are treated differently after you went to prison. It doesn't matter what you've done. You're treated differently after you've gone to prison. Even if you've gone to prison on BS charges, or if you got falsely arrested or whatever, people are gonna look at you differently.
Right.
But like I do actually like that parallel. Like, yeah, you can't argue like how society views you after you've been quote unquote rehabilitated or served your time or whatever. How society does view you, like art. But I think this is taken to another extreme, honestly.
Yeah, like,
Definitely take it
if
to
you
another
want to think
extreme.
about it, like, basically, this guy just did everything that was naturally in his head. He was basically this way probably since he was a kid or something. It's like, truly just a monster, but it's like, taking away someone's ability to actually make a choice or whatever, I think kind of has the implications of, like, I mean, just imagine just like, what if you took away someone's ability to actually say something in regards to, like, I don't know, like, I know I'd get too political. I was just saying, like, you could basically stop someone from being able to enjoy video games. How about that? Like, you wouldn't be able to play any horror games or something like that because the images would be too violent. Like, maybe think people would be like, oh, these video games are violent, so we'll basically make it to where you can't enjoy video games. You know?
Well, oh, sorry. Well, you know, the whole thing with the music in the movie, that was a kind of an unintended side effect that they had classical music in the background, and you know, they asked him and he asked them if they could take that out, and they said, nope, we can't do that now. We have to leave it in. And so basically, one of the things that he absolutely loved more than anything, now he gets violently ill with if he hears it, and a certain somebody found that out, and that did not end too well for him.
Yeah, because then, like, here's the biggest twist of it all is, well, here's also a bigger twist, you know, towards it, is that, like, the original Clockwork Orange has a missing chapter that didn't get distributed in the American version. And they actually added in the extra chapter later, where basically he finds out it's like all his mates are basically like getting regular jobs and like getting girlfriends and stuff like that, you know. And I'm just thinking, like, it's kind of dark, is where they kind of mention that it's like him growing up, and I'm just thinking, this guy did horrible things. It's like he should just get, like, I don't know, like, he naturally,
I mean, like,
stops doing these horrible things.
Again, it kind of feeds into this idea, and it's again like a really good it's and I can see why this was I think this is a good reason why Kubrick was a great choice for this movie, because it does make you ask a lot of questions. You watch this film or you read the book, it makes you ask a lot of questions, and if you really do have to reflect on it, like, does he deserve it? Like, or is he a complete? And it really, and once you think about it, it is kind of like the Joker. Once you think about it, like it at this point, like, he's a completely different person at that point. But it wasn't really. But at what point does the person, like, split? At what point do we consider Arthur Fleck, or when do we consider Joker? And the same thing can be said here.
Okay.
I mean, like, yeah, obviously, but like it's the same thing here. Like, he's a completely different person by the end of the movie and the book. But like, where is that split? Where's that divide? And does that divide matter in the grand scheme of things?
Well,
it makes you think.
Yeah, one of the things I want to think about is what's in those milk drinks?
LSD.
Oh wow. And second, I think maybe I would kind of consider the Clockwork Orange movie to be a reverse Joker, as it's kind of like it starts off with him being a complete sociopath. Then when he gets into that chair, he becomes Arthur Fleck.
It's Batman White Knight, essentially. That's what it is. What you think about it?
Yeah. How'd you think about the Batman White Knight story? Did you like it or hate it?
It's kind of boring.
I think the concept was really good. It's definitely like you definitely could have done more with it, but like I think Wayward probably put it best. If it was just a short story, like a short what if story, instead of trying to like flesh it out, it would have worked better.
Oh yeah, I mean they've done it before.
Yeah, it's just too long is my thing. It really, and then it kept going. It's like, oh, now we got to see more of Batman just being terrible, being Batman all the time. Can't even think about Harley Quinn.
It could have been worse. It could have it's either this or basically it was either this or Tom King's Batman. Which one?
I think that's why I was like so much more patient with it the first time. And then like I said, once it got to the second thing, I was just like, man, I'm bored of this. Can Batman be cool in a comic? I want Batman to be cool in a comic.
Speaking of cool,
well, what about the Scott?
Scott Snyder.
Is it Scott Snyder? Okay, so it's not Zack Snyder.
Are you thinking of? Are you thinking of?
Are you talking about Robert Pattinson allegedly having sex on the Batmobile?
I don't know. That's kind of legendary.
I'm talking about
if that's true, it's a rumor, but if that's true, he is objectively the best Batman in my book. Michael Keaton, eat your heart out. Fucking who played him?
Christian Bale, Val Kilmer.
Christian Bale. Who played him in
George
animated? Who played him in animated one?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy. Yeah, eat your heart out. That is the ultimate primo Batman move, and that makes up for all the Twilight movies, my friend. If that is true, I have a newfound respect for you, Robert Pattinson.
Well, I'm talking about the Batman Last Night on Earth, or the writer who did that, or whatever. I think I was reading some of his, and it's pretty decent Batman. You know, even though he likes talking about the city breeze. I'm like thinking, what is with this? He's like, he goes overly detail about.
He's trying to be Frank Miller. It's Frank Millerisms.
Are you talking about Scott Snyder?
Yeah, that guy.
I didn't like him the first time I started trying to read him, but now compared, I don't know. I think I'd probably have, I don't know, maybe after.
Scott Snyder is
Scott Snyder
is fine.
I'm really beginning to think that the whole reason why they put Tom King in front of the books that he did is like, yeah, well, this Batman wasn't so good, but at least he wasn't as bad as Tom King's.
Yeah.
I read some of Tom King's stuff, and I'm just thinking nobody can do worse than calling characters Gotham Girl, because I just think, why are they like Superman? Exactly. Why do they have powers?
Here's the thing. They temporarily got their powers, and this is what Batman does. This is what Tom King's Batman does. Y'all ready for this? Tom King makes golden kryptonite, and golden kryptonite permanently gives you Superman Kryptonian powers. Basically, you become Superman permanently if you use the golden kryptonite. So Batman, freaking Batman, the guy who's super paranoid, who always keeps kryptonite on him just in case his best friend in the world might go rogue, just in case. Who always keeps kryptonite just in case, despite him more or less being Superman, being one of the few people in the world he has trust over. He still keeps kryptonite around just in case. He gives the golden kryptonite to Gotham Girl, somebody he's known for a few months, and thinks it's in safer hands with her than just keeping it for himself just in case.
Yeah, that does.
I am dead fucking serious. At this point, he's known Gotham Girl for a few months. a few months and he thinks, oh, well, it's better in your. No, Batman would not do that at all, period. If he had.
This sounds like that, the Avatar, Katara, and what was the other girl's name? Or with the guy's name? Yeah, he was basically saying, like, I don't know who else. I mean, I know this sounds similar to that thing you guys were showing about the Legend of Korra.
Oh boy.
Thing. Yeah, the whole like I'm the
Avatar. You gotta deal with it.
No, like I know, like you guys showed the comic where basically the guy just says like, I know that you are supposed to be with her, and I'm the best one to know that. And
You mean
yeah?
Oh my god, no!
Similar.
Oh my god, when ER did that, oh my god, he said, "Oh yeah, you're the best." Not only here's the thing, not only is like Korra a terrible person, but like at the very end of the day, like that was just pain. I just saw pain in his eyes. that was some bullshit.
But no, like
I still gotta just like hammer this in. That's the guy they named for the guy that died while playing in the first series. For Uncle. It's oh my god, they did him so dirty.
Yep, they did.
Dead inside.
Yeah, like but here's
Batman. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Speaking of Avatar, you guys hear about the live action show? Well, what they're gonna do? They made their first major change in the new adaptation for the live action Avatar show, and the first major change is that Katara is gonna be the oldest member of the group now. She's gonna be 16. Aang's gonna stay 12, but Sokka's gonna be the 14-year-old.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. Either they're gonna make the Zuko relationship happen as the canon ship, or we're getting the Phantom Menace, but the relationship's gonna happen in the first half. To be fair, I think it's a fictional setting, so like you can play a little fast and loose with. I'm just saying, don't take me up. Don't take me with a grain of salt here. It's a fictional setting, so standards might be different. That's some cute. That's gonna be some cutie shit on that, because that's an actual kid then.
Yeah, but I mean, in the original, it was like 2 to 3 years, because she was 14 to 15. He was like 12, about 12 or 13. She was like 14 to 15. This one's like, and now he's 12, and she's like, it's like a 3 to 4 year gap instead of a 2 to 3 year gap in my. So like, so I'm not. Again, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm just saying.
I'm calling Netflix shenanigans. That's all I'm saying.
I understand that point of view, but like, here's the thing: like, some people don't understand this. By making Katara the oldest sibling, you've basically made Sokka's entire character pointless.
Yeah.
You made his character pointless. He has no reason to be in the story now. You made his entire character, a character who was a main character, went through more in my opinion, went through more character development than Aang in the show, in my opinion, and he became basically the leader of the group and everything, and like a key player in the grand story. And you made his entire character pointless now. Now he's just going to be another tag along, a pointless tag along. Congratulations.
Are they making a live action one?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, it's a live action remake of the original series.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, it already feels in that alone, that criteria alone, where it's a live action remake of something that.
You know what would be the only good thing if they do? Like, who's going to be playing Zuko?
I don't know. I don't think they have a casting out yet.
It would be so great if they could just get the guy who voiced him.
Get Dante
and make him dressed like Rufio from Hook.
Well, that dude would be
Avatar.
Like, that guy would be 20 years too old.
I think it would just be
he's too old. I think he's.
I don't care.
I think he's like.
I just want that though.
I've
abandoned the whole rest of
did
it.
It would just make this whole series come full circle. Just
yeah, like I mean, like he did. I think he came back to play General Iroh in the Korra series, where he came back to play like his grandson or whatever. But
he did dick off.
Yeah, if he appeared in the live action, is that?
Yeah, and he did play Zuko because Zuko's still alive in Korra apparently. So he got to play Zuko and his grandson. So I guess there's that. But like Dante Bosco really loves playing Zuko. He loves the character, so you got to give him that. So I think he would probably have a cameo in the show. Especially since he is Asian and he could blend in if they did do it.
You know what would be great? Maybe he play the cabbages guy.
My cabbages!
Okay, yeah, that would be. I would admit that would be perfect. That would be fucking perfect.
Maybe King Boomy. Maybe you could play him. Like they give him like a lot of.
Or they do something really daring and make him play the Fire Lord.
Oh, whoa! That
he would need to get jacked. You would need to get jacked.
Oh, that'd be like a.
No, come on! Name a Hollywood actor that hasn't gotten jacked.
Yeah, but I understand that, but I'm like, yeah, he needs to get jacked because he's kind of portly. He's kind of portly now. He's not bad. He's not like a bad looking dude. He's just like
40 something. Come on,
he's got a dad.
Yeah.
So what? He's got a dad bod going.
I don't think John Goodman ever got jacked.
Dante Bosco has a dad bod. This is now a thing I know.
Yeah, he's been at this for a while. I mean, come on, give him some slack. But
he was like a teenager in the '90s. Come on.
Yeah, he played Rufio. Remember, he played Rufio.
Rufio. Yeah. I watched that movie a million times as a kid. It actually took me a while in Avatar not to hear Rufio.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not bad looking. He's not bad looking.
Damn. For his age, he looks amazing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for old 40, he's not bad. But yeah, like I can't, but like the thing is, like, here's the thing about Sokka being the oldest in Avatar and why it works. The reason Sokka works as the oldest is a lot of people are saying, oh well, it makes sense because Katara was actually the mature one. No, she wasn't. People, I think, are looking through rose-tinted glasses. Katara was not the mature one. Sokka was always the one who was the more mature. Like, mentally, he was always more mature. Because Katara lied to her friends for the sake of their feelings. She stole stuff. She did the wrong thing. She was rebellious. And did a bunch of... That's why she couldn't lead either. She couldn't be the leader either because she followed her heart. But because she was a 14-year-old girl, she was allowed to. She was compassionate. She was emotionally mature, basically. For her age, anyway. Sokka was always the one, most of the time anyway, when he wasn't acting silly, because he had a silly personality. Yeah. But Sokka was the one who was the big brother. He was the one who kept him on the straight and narrow. Who was the rational one most of the time. He was skeptical, which kind of went against their idealism. He was the one with all the ideas. He was the brains of the outfit. He went from being. Let me put this way. In season 1. He was largely, like, the whole thing was played up as comic relief. Like, oh, he's desperate to be taken seriously. He wants to be taken seriously, all that stuff. But over the course of season 1, we show that he's actually really competent. And he actually has some really good plans. And he actually knows what he's talking about and what he's doing. And that he actually, you know, he's genuinely, intelligent and very mature for his age. And keeps and again, like I said, it's mostly his personality that seems immature, but in reality, he really is the most mature out of the 3 main characters because Aang is too scatterbrained and free spirited to stay still, so that's out. And Katara, when she can be rational, when she can be motherly and stuff like that, she always follows her heart. She doesn't always use her head. Sokka always uses his head. He always finds he's not like and it's kind of funny because you see that contrast because early on he kind of like acts like this warrior barbarian guy, and it's shown that he's actually kind of the opposite. He finds ways around his enemies in order to beat them. Most of the time, he rarely like fights them head on. Sorry, it's gonna go. But like in season 2, they start showing, how he's, how he has a plan and he's starting to bring people together and comes up with a bunch of ideas and and by season 3, he's the unquestioned leader. Like they don't even question it. He has literally some of the most powerful and skilled benders in the world, and despite not being a bender himself, they follow his rule. They follow his command without question. Mm-hmm. Like this guy is the leader of the most powerful benders on the planet. Some of the most powerful benders on the planet, and he doesn't have any bending himself. And he started out as the comic relief who sometimes got in the way. Let me put that out. He went from comic relief, getting in the way sometimes, to the leader of some of the most powerful benders in the world, and he doesn't even have to say it. They just without question follow the guy because he's such a good leader. So they made him, and his personality doesn't change that much either. So you basically have a character who not only had a ton of development, but kept his silly personality throughout the entire show, and still ended up with this badass leader who doesn't gain any powers, doesn't do anything. It's just his ingenuity, quick thinking, good leadership, good head on his shoulders, rationality, all this shit that developed over the course of the show. And it got to the point where they just follow him without question. Sokka was always a mature one. And him being the oldest of these two younger, more idealistic characters was always a big part of what made him special, unique, and very important to the show. You get rid of that, you get rid of the point of his character. He's not the older sibling. He doesn't have to look after Katara. He doesn't have a reason to follow Katara into danger because he feels like he needs to protect her. Katara doesn't have anyone to bicker with because she's now the oldest and has to make the tough decisions. But that means she has to rewrite her character because she always follows her heart at the same time, and you can't really clash that with Sokka because he's not the brain mind. He's not the brain, well, she's the heart. So there's not really like that. You're gonna appreciate this, McGowan, is a Star Trek reference. It's like McCoy versus Spock without Spock. Uh-oh. So you don't have that conflict.
Yeah, this is all. I'm kind of thinking they're probably gonna have Katara as like this strong, independent woman that's probably gonna be the leader of the group and basically be like a kind of married character, baby. And I'm just guessing if they do get the Fire Lord, she's gonna KO the Fire Lord and be super special, awesome, and like slay it, queen.
Don't forget they did do the whole feminist angle in the original show.
Yes, but this is not the original show.
I know, but even then, even in the original show, it was still kind of cringy. It wasn't done the best. In fact, those are the weaker episodes, in my opinion. When they tried to do the whole they had like 2 episodes that were like you go girl episodes. There was the one with the fighter with the what was it? Kyoshi Warriors.
Yeah, that one.
And that was a bit cringy, but not too bad. But like the one where they meet Paku, and he's like, "Oh, you can't do this because you're a girl." I was like, that one was super cringy. That one was unbelievable. That was one of the weakest episodes.
At least went to some character arc moments for that one.
Could have done it better in execution.
It wasn't. Yeah, but it was like it really didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, oh well, the females of the Northern Water Tribe focus on healing and healing only. I'm not going to treat her because this is a female. I'm like, okay, we get it.
It'd be nice if he said, "We need a white mage."
Okay.
It's kind of
If we
that
need a white mage, we got too many berserkers.
Okay,
if
you guys don't mind changing subjects for a sec, here's
Sure.
something that everyone's gonna find funny. So everyone remembers Metallica's feud with Napster, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Not much from that Metallica person, to be honest.
Brett, do you want the share screen thing so you can show us what you're talking about?
Hold up, let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that tweet, because I saw it pop up on my timeline a little while ago, and it's been on my mind since yesterday.
Yeah, if you got it, feel free to take.
If it's I'm gonna be upfront. If it's metal music and stuff like that,
Trust me,
I can't put.
You'll love this. It's hilarious though.
Okay, no problem. I'm just like, I'm not like the go-to guy when it comes to stuff like that. Sorry, I'm not into metal. I'm not into metal music. Sorry.
Okay, so back in the day, there was a little website called Napster where you could do file sharing, and a lot of files that got passed around on Napster were MP3s.
Not that I ever used it.
Yeah. So
I only listen to radio.
One day, someone uploads an unfinished demo of a Metallica single that's going to be featured in a Mission Impossible movie, and they caught wind of it. They were not very happy about that. And so they kind of became sort of one of the architects of the current DMCA system.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was them?
Well, not specifically, but they helped contribute to that.
Oh my.
Oh wait, the what system?
DMCA.
I remember that shit. Like when they were super mad at people like pirating their songs. I'm like, I don't know. There's like a thing where like if people are gonna pirate it, they're probably gonna buy it in the first place.
Right.
Oh, I found the tweet. Now, recently they were the entertainment act for BlizzCon and it was a virtual show this year here though. They were on
the whole thing.
Yep, they were on Twitch. I just dropped the link, Jay. Look in the chat. They were the act, and Twitch's algorithm DMCA'd their own music.
That is fantastic, actually. That is
so they
amazing.
got pirated themselves.
Shall we all bask in the irony that they were taken down by a system that they helped create?
Okay, I get it now.
Okay, that is actually pretty damn funny. Imagine that. Like, I think this is a Joker you get what you fucking deserve moment.
I've seen that where somebody made Jason Momoa's one character from Moana. Like they took Maui and basically like put Joker's head on it, saying, "I'm here to tell you, you get what you fucking deserve."
Yeah,
oh my god.
Yeah, but yeah, the most successful metal band on the planet that took down a file sharing website because oh no, might lose album sales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have now get hit by a copyright bot for playing their own music.
And it comes full circle. It's kind of like the Rise of the Machines or whatever, like Terminator.
It's like Kronk from fucking Emperor's New Groove. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
Oh yeah, somebody even made a meme about the society. We live in a society meme where it's Kronk. He's like Joker.
like,
we live
yeah,
in
it's all.
it's all coming together.
Yeah.
That one right
So
there.
like, there it is, right there. It's right there. Oh, you're right. Right there.
Oh yeah, I think he says like, "Oh yeah, we're living in a society."
Oh yeah, we live in society.
You can click on it.
Which one?
Yeah, the Kronk one.
Dante Bosco went from Lost Boy to Fire Lord to Guardian of Mystical Creatures.
Up.
Yeah.
Up.
Over. To the right.
Sorry.
Yep, that one.
Yeah, there it is.
Up. No, the other one.
Dude, literally to your left.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
We live in a society.
Oh yeah, we live in a society.
Man, the stupid the Snyder cut, man, just putting that up. Everyone loses their minds.
I gotta admit, I was kind of impressed that he actually did that.
I think.
Yeah, I honest to God, yeah, they actually put that in the fucking Justice League movie.
I did an edit where it's quoting the Room, basically where it's like, I did not hit her. I did not. Ooh, bullshit.
Hi, Mark.
Then it's like, huh?
And hi, Mark.
oh, hi, Mark. I never knew that movie existed until the Disaster Artist movie came out. And geez, this guy had. Yeah.
You didn't know this dude? This dude has been a huge meme for years.
I never knew that he actually funded his own movie and had this long. He's like a suspiciously wealthy furry. Only he makes a movie, and it's like by far the weirdest thing ever. It's like It is infamous. It is infamous for how bad it is. It is infamous for how weird it is. Like it is an infamous movie, and it became like a meme for years. Yeah, I never knew about it until I saw the James Franco trailer. Then I look it up and I watch this movie. I look at the Nostalgia Critic thing, and it's like,
yeah, the
man,
Nostalgia Critic was so spot on with it, though.
Can you really trust anyone? I'm pretty sure that's an official.
I would have loved to see the retro version of The Room.
Did you guys ever see Tommy Wiseau play the Joker? Like in that one thing they did, it was like a skit where he actually played the Joker, and he's surprisingly good at it. Look it up.
Yeah. I wouldn't say surprise. I would say good, but you know.
Oh wait, can we play a little bit of it, or as long as we don't play the audio?
Let's see. I could try the share screen. Oops, sorry about that. I could try the share and try and get the audio with this. Let's see. So audio.
I can't. Smugseid. Smugseid's fucking squeal looks like he's coming, and that's kind of just off-putting. it's like Squilliam just coming. He just like busting the biggest nut right now.
I can't. Oh man, just like the whole.
I can't unsee it now. He's just unloading.
I was actually going to say earlier that Cruella DeVille, the Emma Stone one, she actually kind of looks a little bit like a Brendan Rogers character.
Brandon Rogers? Oh yeah, that guy. He does the voice of Blitzo on Hell of a Boss.
Yeah. Yeah, I watch his videos a lot. They're actually really hilarious.
Oh yeah, I think the one about going into the future, or that worst supervillain ever, or whatever. Just say he's got a henchman called Suck and one called Blow or something.
Yeah, that one.
And sometimes they'll actually take that as an order, basically Suck or Blow him. And he's like, no, stop. He's like, and I always feed him cigarettes.
Yeah.
Then he basically had this Thanksgiving Day one or whatever, and I think that's basically my childhood or something. I don't know. No, not really, but no, it's just really very cut and very fast.
Did you guys still want to see this?
Oh yeah.
I got the audio working on this so we can hear it.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? Just play a few bits of it. That's it.
The world will always need Superman.
Commercials.
Right now, this family needs
This is why I installed AdBlock.
Wait, is that a Batman suit?
Free next day on the CW app.
They definitely doing small, bro.
Hi, this is Tommy Wiseau, creator of The Room. Let me introduce you to the new Joker.
Okay, I think that's enough. Like,
What doesn't kill you make you stranger.
No, like there's a whole skit where he did like with Batman. Like somebody actually played Batman. It was like him as the Joker playing Batman.
Maybe it's in this clip. It's a pretty long one.
yeah, how about skip some of the parts? So
Yeah, skip it. Skip
Yeah,
it. So we
that's
don't
like
have
a
to.
copyright claimed.
Right? Why so serious?
Oh, here we go.
Here, like this. You're not the Batman. Get out! I need the Batman. Where is he? What about me? Why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. I need you. Why should I kill you? Why? Why should I kill you? I don't want to kill you because you complete me. Yes.
All right, that's enough.
I've long also said that it was a shame that we never got a Joker movie that starred Gary Busey.
I think even Gary. It sounds weird. It sounds weird, but I think even Gary Busey's a little over the top to play the Joker. Honestly, I think he's too over the top. I know it sounds weird.
I think we need Willem Dafoe.
Here's an artist's interpretation of how he would look.
Oh hell no! Well, it's funny.
You like this one better?
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
Wait, is that? I think there's one that's a Willem Dafoe, right to the corner, right next to the one you have. Yep.
There.
He might be
oh yeah, man. He could
Joker though, but here's another one with William Dafoe.
Yeah, he could definitely play. I think someone does a meme where it's like, "Stop sending me this shit."
I will say, like, like the whole time I was watching Aquaman, I just was making every time he was on screen, I was just doing Green Goblin quotes.
I mean, here's the thing. I could, what do you think about it? He did already kind of play Joker when he was Goblin and Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, it's like the same kind of, yeah.
Oh no. Oh, how about this one? Nicolas Cage's Joker.
Really? Oh, really?
The sad part is, I do a search online, and it was one of the first ones to come off. And I'm sure this is not the one you're talking about, but it is funny.
Oh, really? We live in a society. Oh man, could you share that online so I could basically edit it later?
Sorry, here you go.
Yeah, basically, I think I either need to say it have. Oh really? We live in a society. I should have made that.
Oh really? We live in a society? I did not know that.
when living in a society was trendy.
What an observation. What else happened? It feels like more stuff happened this week. What else happened this week? We talked about. Sorry, I know. I keep talking over people. I'm just trying to get my bearings here.
Oh, Spanish Supergirl happened.
What?
Spanish Supergirl. Like there's a I think there's like a span.
Please tell me they're not gonna do what I think they're gonna do. Please don't tell me they're gonna make that. Don't tell me they're gonna make that analogy. Don't tell me they're gonna make the analogy of she's an illegal alien and she's Latino and all that. Well, please.
She's got like brunette hair. I mean, I just think is she? Is she?
Who is this?
I don't even know the name of the actor, but they were saying they're but I'm thinking it's wait, so girl and Superman are aliens. So I'm just thinking to myself, it's wait, are they even really white?
No.
Yeah,
That's kind of like,
I mean,
claiming that technically Icon's not technically
yeah,
he's not African American in the sense that he's not a human being.
Like,
yeah,
okay.
Icon's Kryptonian, but he's not white, I guess you could say.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually give my opinion on this whole thing. I think it's kind of like they chose like some random actress who hasn't really done all that much except for Young and the Restless, and she's gonna be playing like one of the more I don't know how iconic Supergirl is, but yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like I would have actually chosen like someone who would have been a little bit more of a bigger name. You know?
Wait, she's a soap opera star.
It's a CW, right?
Not much difference.
It's a movie.
No, it's the movie.
Yeah. So was that like a soap opera movie, or was that like a?
It's
the DCU movie.
The
Young and the Restless. That's a soap opera.
Oh, right. So
doing it.
It would be hilarious if they reenacted a scene where it's like a Spanish soap opera, but it's like,
Golito, Superman.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, Smug, sorry, J-Step, but I'm going to fuck this up. Golito, I left the Superman. Yo mismo, Calita, Golito, Echante.
Well, like there's some memes I've seen where it's like kills you in Spanish.
I love that one.
Or laughs in Spanish.
Yeah. That was good.
I'm sorry to all my Spanish friends and friends here.
I got to thinking.
I want to be upset and offended, but you're not that far off.
I got to thinking, what would super Mexicans be on Krypton? And someone pointed out, like, man, imagine all the construction work you could get done.
What about the Mexican super friends? Like, hey, I thought you guys said there's only been like 5 of you living here. Nah, man, you're just friends. They just visiting. And
it's like, hey,
Batman comes in. I got the keys, man, and he's like, what? Get out of here! He's like, what? I got like 50 keys, bro. He's like, es lo key. What? Silencio.
Evictio.
Super.
Evictio.
Yeah, but like, I think if they do, it would be nice if they did make a Spanish Batman, because it's like they could then have him fight Batman Well from The Tick. Batman Well versus Spanish Superman. Dawn of Justice. Then that would be better.
And at the end of the day, Ice ends up winning. They show up at the last second after they defeat Darkseid, because Lex Luthor called Ice on him. Like, both get deported after they defeat Darkseid, fucking Doomsday. They like, you got Lex just calling Ice and deporting both of them at the end of the movie. I'm going to hell, aren't I?
Well, if it makes you feel better, you're probably dragging us all with you.
It doesn't. Let me put it this way: it doesn't give me joy, but it does relieve my guilt. If that makes any sense. Oh, speaking of which, I want to talk about something else. That more I think about it now, it's kind of weird, because now that I really think about it, it kind of blends into my problem with it, and that's, I forgot to talk about the Mortal Kombat trailer. And I think
the one that Chun-Li didn't be in? They didn't have Chun-Li. They didn't have Chun-Li in it.
Oh yeah, they didn't have the essential character Chun-Li in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
How can they forget the quintessential character of fucking Mortal Kombat, Chun-Li? Yeah, I'm not going to hell. Dominic Powell, I am most likely going to hell.
Okay, honestly,
Um,
I actually kind of like how the Mortal Kombat movies coming together. The only thing that I don't feel 100% on is what was it, Kano, his eye. I think that I probably would have made it look a little bit different, but also I think that from what I've seen, they kind of are fucking up Melina. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, remember, you got that poster where she looks like a little person. People call it midget combat. She looks like her arms, and they fucked up. They fucked up the Photoshop, so her arms look super short, like the little person. And even that, how do you confuse Sonya Blade with Chun-Li? You can't even confuse Sonya Blade with Chun-Li, because Sonya Blade's literally like the main person in the damn movie.
Well, they said, like, no offense
In the trailer.
to Sonya stands, but where's Chun-Li? That's what they said in the article.
Oh my god.
This was planned.
No, I think so too. I'm still getting enjoyment out of it. They want to be a parody place, parody their own arguments. They can do that. I'll jump on.
I really think majority of any journalism is made to be grabbing your attention.
Oh,
with,
definitely.
Some of the most dumbest things possible. And then basically people will take pictures of it and then make a meme out of it. And it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to say some of the stuff because it dips into political stuff. But it's still funny and stupid.
They pretty much.
I mean, it's game journalism. The game journalism is a joke at this point. Come on.
Yeah. Well, is that even a journalist? Like a game journalist? I mean, I look at their website, and it's like supposed to be like activist and like feminist and well, I put quotation.
Yeah, it's feminist. Like there are people probably dying in other countries right now, and you're just like, oh, look at this. Butts are offensive. Oh, look, there's butts and. These butts basically make this character like objectable, and it's like objectifiable. I'm just thinking, oh yeah, what about the guys? Oh well, I'm not going to talk about the guys. I'm only going to talk about the women. Oh yeah, so you basically biased.
Here's the thing.
Vampy titty.
It's gonna be a controversial opinion.
Yeah.
The Mortal Kombat trailer. At first I thought, it's a bit underwhelming. I'm just gonna say it. It sucked. It didn't look good. I didn't think it looked good.
I didn't think it looked good. I don't know. I did not think it looked pretty cool.
No, I'm gonna be front. It did not look good. Okay, first of all, I'm just gonna air out all my grievances. And no, I'm not like a super fan like J-Step. He probably has the more like out of everyone here. I think he probably has the most ground to stand on. Like, yeah, that scene where he like freezes Jackson's gun with shotgun, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you there. But like everything else about like it feels like this. This is a Marvel DC superhero movie trailer with blood and gore. That's it. There's nothing over the top and crazy about it. It's just Marvel DC type superhero movie stuff with the blood and gore added on. And it's not, and that's what it feels like. Even the costumes, they don't like. I saw the costumes and I'm like, these costumes, they kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie to you, they don't look good. They're all faded and like, and not even like in like Mortal Kombat X, where it's kind of faded, but they still like try to keep the vibe of like a more grittier vibe of the original. I liked it. It was kind of like a grittier take on it, but they still kept the vibe of the original costumes. This one is doing the whole, let's make it realistic and grimy and like take all the color and personality out of it. It's doing that again, and I'm just like, okay, so we're doing that. Okay, cool. And then like even the gore is kind of like pretty fucking tame, honestly. When he freezes Jackson's arm and then breaks him, it's kind of tame. It is kind of like it really does look. I know it sounds weird, but he does freeze him and breaks his arm. I thought it would be like a big bloody explosion or something like that, where it's like oozing out. That's Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat I know and love. This was just, his arms just kind of burst with blood.
Honestly, there's there is a part in the trailer where, like, I think Sonya does like an energy blast at what's her name, Melina, and Melina's like abdomen like explodes. Like it looks like how it should, but the blood and the gore kind of looks a little bit cartoony. So I don't know if they're gonna change, like if they're gonna fix that in the actual movie.
I feel like this is trying. Like I said, it's trying its hardest to be. It's trying its hardest to be like. It's trying its hardest to be. I don't want to say main. I'm gonna say it's trying its hardest to be a mainstream Marvel DC superhero movie. Like like I said, but like the blood and gore is just very to the side. Type gimmicky to the side. It doesn't feel like it has personality. It just feels like, oh yeah, we have a few lines from the video game that we're throwing in there. There's blood and gore in it, but again, it doesn't really look like it's gonna be over the top, crazy type shit. It feels like normal blood and gore on top of it. So, like I said, when he freezes Jackson's fist and then breaks them, I'm like. It's not like splattering you know what I mean? It's not over the top. It doesn't feel like it has personality. It feels like it's there because it's Mortal Kombat and they're obligated to do so. Like when they say like when I saw like Scorpion do his chain dart thing and like bring him over, he says, "Get over here," and I'm like, that was the weakest get over here I've ever heard. And he just brings him over here and like hits a rail. I'm like, no, there was like little energy into that. And I was like, he's saying that out of obligation, not because it's an epic moment, because of his obligation, because he said it in the games. If you wanted to say get over here, you would have said, get over here, and that would have been awesome. And then
I was going to say that I put a link in the private chat of there's a link to a still in the movie, and in the background you can kind of see Kitana's fan.
Is it in this one or?
Oh wait, I don't know if it's. You know what? I'll probably try and send a different link to show you, but. Yeah, I think that they're going to allude to Kitana, but I don't think that they're going to show her, which is kind of weird to me because Melina and Kitana, they are like, you have to have them in a movie. It's like having a Mortal Kombat movie with Scorpion, but no Sub-Zero, you know?
Well, to be fair, I mean, it is the first movie, so I mean, if you got to remember that Melina and Kitana were not in the first game too. So, while it's kind of it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. Sorry.
Sorry, I keep talking. I'm sorry, I keep talking over people. I just want to get out. I'm just saying, like, and then like you got like the whole thing where they're doing the whole this new like they're doing the whole fish out of water new main character who's going to be introduced to the other characters thing, and I'm just like, he's like. You have a special mark why not just make the main character Scorpion or Liu Kang? They're interesting enough. Why do you have to make this new kid character who's going to be introduced to all these other characters now? Is this like why? Who asked for this? Who asked for Toby and being chosen to be immortal? No one cares. No one cares.
Actually, well, the way that I kind of see it is that in Mortal Kombat, it's always been Johnny Cage, who's like the new guy who shows up. He doesn't have any idea what Mortal Kombat is, so all the other characters have to explain it to him.
But it's not Johnny Cage though.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but they could have easily substituted him in the movie and it would have worked out just the same. So I don't know what this new character is going to bring to the table, you know?
He's not going to bring anything. He's just going to be the kid who's introduced to all the characters. All the interesting stuff's going to happen in the background. And basically, this is character X. You remember him from the games. You remember them from the games. You remember them from the games. But then we're gonna have this entire boring story we've seen a million times about maybe being the hero or chosen one or whatever in this new set. I'm just like, why you haven't like? There's literally an animated movie about Scorpion and his origins that they made. So it's not like you don't know how to make a story out of these characters and make it interesting enough to make a movie out of it. Like I said, I just think the trailer sucked. It just did not. Like I thought, okay, it was underwhelming, but looking at it again, it looks boring and forgettable. It does not look interesting. Like nothing about it looks interesting. I'm sorry, like I said that the one scene with the shotgun, freezing the shotgun, that was kind of cool. But like the blood and gore doesn't look that great. They're doing the whole trying to look realistic over trying to be over the top type deal, and I'm just like, go all out with it, dude. Don't try to restrict yourself. Go all out with it.
So I got a question. Do you think they're gonna add a sympathetic villain to this movie?
They had to do that with Bison and in the new Street Fighter movie, or the newer.
No.
Really, the classic? You mean the all-time classic, Legends of Chun-Li?
Yep.
The one where a flashback happened and it wasn't Charlie, even though he's in the movie.
Yeah, like Dominic Powell said it best. Like, have Johnny Cage be the main character, and that would be actually really freaking. Think about it. You can have Johnny Cage be the main character, and it not only would work, it would be entertaining too. Because Johnny Cage is basically Johnny Bravo. Let's be real, he's Johnny Bravo in Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah,
that would be pretty awesome.
The most problematic Cartoon Network character that would be nowadays. Oh jeez.
You know what? If somehow Johnny Bravo got a TV show on Cartoon Network today. When I say today, I mean in these times, that it was actually accurate, I think I could die happy, because it's just like, wow, this is the last good cartoon these people will ever make.
Yeah, here's the thing about Johnny Bravo though as a character. He is one of those characters you can put him in any situation and he will always be funny. You can put him in any situation, he will always be super hilarious.
I really don't think you should be stating that. Because what about a Saw movie?
Well, they did have him with the Scooby-Doo gang that one time.
Yeah, but the Scooby-Doo gang didn't have a guy who was wearing people's skin and going around with a chainsaw. What do you do to say, "Oh, mama, I'm in some trouble now"?
I remember he said, "Mama warned me about women like you. I was hoping she was right." He had him chained up, locked up. And then I remember one time for the surfing episode, everyone talked like an Archie character, and it was like 70s lingo or 60s, 70s lingo, or whatever. And he's like, it was a surfing contest. He said, "What the hell am I supposed to do with this surf?" He held the surfboard. He's like, "What the heck am I supposed to do with this?" He says, "Hey man, you gotta wax the glass." And Johnny said, "That's disgusting." Oh my god, I love Johnny Bravo so much. Like, you can put him in any situation and he's always the funniest character in the room. It's hilarious.
Oh, remember the episode we got gender swap? Because he
I have a
got
vague
cursed by a
recollection of that.
gypsy. Yeah, he got cursed by a gypsy because he was acting like, Johnny Bravo. And that's then he
all I remember was a lot of people hated that episode for some reason.
Yeah, I think it was because it was overly feminist, and it was kind of like, I don't know, something to do with it's just the handling of the message. Oh wow, Jesus, look at him. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, Celeb. Any situation you put in, he's just hilarious.
Yeah, because I don't remember that episode. Maybe because it was from a later season.
Here's an episode like off topic, and it could be like the Powerpuff Girls live action reboot related. But do you guys remember the anti-communist episode that got banned of Powerpuff Girls?
Ooh,
no.
Yeah, look it up. Wait.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's a really interesting one because like they actually criticized it for being the opposite. I think they said it was pro-communist.
Well, wait, it was like
and
the
not
town. Yeah. No, not that. That was
not that. It was
friend.
basically it was about a gnome, and it said it was pro-communism, anti-communism, whatever. And originally the character was supposed to be played by Jack Black.
Yeah, I know. He
But
was just like him.
Yeah, like he was originally going to be played by Jack Black, but the problem with that wasn't that Jack Black didn't want to do it because he really wanted to do it. He really wanted to sing and do all that stuff. It's that Jack Black was at the height of his popularity, so he couldn't make it. Basically, he just couldn't. He couldn't find the time to do it. So they got an impersonator, which is a damn shame. But yeah, like Jack Black was at the real height of his popularity at the time, so he really couldn't do it because like he was a superstar by that at that point. And this is I think this is technically the last episode of the series proper, so that's a double whammy.
Probably why.
Yeah, we don't talk about
I fell at it by that point.
We don't talk about that.
Look at that. The professor holding an American flag. This episode was against communism because that gnome was making everybody under control by wearing these robes and stuff like that or whatever, you know? And like he said, in exchange for your security, for getting rid of all the villains, just give up your powers. And it's like, ain't that kind of an anthology of giving up your liberty, civil liberties or something like that or whatever?
I think it was supposed to be like a play off someone who trades their their free will or their voice for security deserves neither.
Yeah, Jefferson.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin. I think Benjamin Franklin said he said anybody who's willing to give up their liberty for safety deserves neither.
Yeah, and there's a song where Professor Utonium, you should see it. He's basically just like rocking out and just like saying like, you know, what about freedom? Just like Rocky 4 or one of the Rocky movies. He basically just starts beating this meat in a meat locker. I don't know. Just like it was.
Later Powerpuff Girls were weird. It wasn't as bad as the 2016 reboot, but it was still freaking weird later seasons. Never really recovered after Craig left.
Yeah,
I'll take the later Powerpuff Girls over this.
Yeah, wait, no, go back.
Yeah, but I think
go back, go back.
Go back. We don't want that.
Dang it!
There you go.
Wait.
Yeah,
the feminist one. Go over there.
Wait, which one? This one?
No, go under the one with the flag. There's
yeah.
the one with that one chick who's basically saying she's the one pointing the gun at the cat. The bank teller.
This girl. Yes. Hold on, I'll get that one.
But yeah, I think Pan said it best when like he was saying in one of his videos reading how like the show was mostly about violence and then it stopped really being violent later on.
Yeah. Here's the weird part about it though. Lauren Faust, Craig McCracken's wife, and she would go on to make the fucking My Little Pony show and Superhero Girls. Lauren Faust said she regretted making this episode because it was critical of feminism, and Lauren Faust is and don't go attack Lauren Faust or do anything like that. I know it sounds crazy, but we live in 2021, and apparently I have to make that clear. Don't attack people for their personal views. Don't do that. It's not cool. But Lauren Faust kind of said, well, she doesn't like it because it doesn't give an accurate portrayal of feminism. I'm like, no, this episode is more relevant now than it's ever been before. You are kidding yourself if you're gonna sit here and say that it wasn't a very fair take on feminism. This is more relevant now than ever was ever. It was perfect. It was ahead of its time.
Not to mention the fact that, when they were talking about like how us girls got to look out for each other, and I'll see if I can find the pictures. And then you have like the three different people who got wronged by this person. Did she look out for us girls when she robbed my bank? Did she look out for me when she broke my arm? And then the last one was, oh, did she look out for me when she stole my hair? And that was silly, but the other ones were pretty valid.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. So she's like, what? I'm just like, bitch, if you don't. But like, yeah, then they like point out like, oh, oh, you're telling me the professor? You tell you said like, did the professor make you clean up the whole house by yourself? He said, and like, no, he just said we need to clean up our room, and it was messy. And then he said, but the mayor wanted us to save the town. Okay, let the mayor use his superpowers to save the town. They're like, oh, and I'm just like, yeah,
they bring up some very valid points.
They bring up very valid points. Like, yeah, it's not like you're underappreciated or like you're treated badly. I don't know what the hell. The only argument I didn't like in the episode was that they try to say like that there aren't enough female superheroes, and I'm just like, just because they're not as like popular or well known doesn't mean they don't exist. Like they really like they did try like I get it. Like some superhero, but they do try to pull the whole well she doesn't count argument. Like they say like she says name one female superhero, and they say that's not one. She say, oh well, there's Wonder Woman, and then like and she's like, oh well, I can't think of any others, and then like, okay, well, Wonder Woman's a female superhero. Your argument's invalid. It doesn't matter if you can't think of any others. There's a female superhero who's extremely well known and beloved. And then like she she says, well, there's Batgirl and Supergirl. Says, well, those don't count either because they have male counterparts first. And I'm like, yeah, but they're their own heroes. Like, what's your argument?
I mean, on some level, they're right, because I do think it's kind of annoying that like a lot they'll like just like, oh look, finally got a whatever. This is Spider-Man. Who gives a shit?
Wait a minute, couldn't they have just said either like Buttercup or like Blossom? Because they're actually female superheroes. That's what the Powerpuff Girls are.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just say that? They could name 3.
Yeah, and also like, this is unrelated, but like this happened like in the later episodes. I don't know what it was. They made Blossom like super feminist in later episodes of the original Powerpuff Girls. It's really weird. I saw a few later seasons of the show, and she's like super feminist. It's like weird.
Well, she's a redhead.
Really weird. And, I mean,
the one meme like the patriarchy. And guess what? You know, here's the thing about Camille Paglia, right? It's like she basically just like, oh, it's a little political, but let me just.
Like I can't. Like I mean like my one of my favorite superheroes is She-Hulk. Like I love She-Hulk. She's probably my favorite, one of my favorites. And yeah, like and this is something else that's going around too with the whole She-Hulk controversy. People saying, "Oh, well, you're just mad because she's not a walking pair of tits." Okay, first of all, she was never a walking pair of tits, you assholes. Secondly, the entire point of She-Hulk, she was the opposite of Hulk. That's what made her appealing. Hulk was rage, she was confidence. So you essentially got rid of everything that made her unique and made her basically Hulk with tits. You made a functionally unique character, her male counterpart with tits. Congratulations. Yay, feminism.
And in the last version, she didn't even have that.
Yeah.
Well, first off, she doesn't look like She-Hulk. I remember I got a lot of flack for this by basically posting that one dumb meme I got, but it's like I literally basically like took Hulk's face and put it over that Phoenix version of She-Hulk, and it's like you could clearly not tell the difference after you do that. It's like literally looks like Hulk.
Just gonna put this here just for my little 2 cents.
UGLI, you ugly and huge.
But the point of the
ugly now
is the fact that they're trying to bring this back. But if they actually read the comics, if they did their research, they would have found out that this form was her out of control. This form was her at her worst. She did not like this form because she did not like who she was when she became this person. And then when she realized also that, yeah, she's more powerful, but because she can't control it, this is not a good form to be in.
Kind of like the Super Saiyan, kind of like that Super Saiyan version that like Trunks was doing or whatever. The fighting Cell, sort of. You couldn't fight him.
Once you think about it, she is actually one of the stronger Hulks, because not only in like her base Hulk normal form, like her standard She-Hulk form, she's just as strong as base Hulk, honestly. She's pretty strong, and she's in control. Put that into perspective. She's in control while also she has all the control of a normal person while having the strength around base Hulk. She could give base Hulk a run for his money if she wanted to, while still in control.
He does right here. But the fact that, you know, she's supposed to be more powerful here, but at the same time, she again loses control. And Hulk, when he basically has, in this one, he actually has a little bit more mental faculty to himself, is actually able to beat this version of She-Hulk because, well, he was able to outsmart her. Again, this is one of those situations where potentially more brawn doesn't exactly mean that you're going.
Yeah. Quick question though, where's She-Hulk in that picture?
Oh boy.
I mean, to be fair, Immortal Hulk is kind of like throwing shade at the modern depictions of She-Hulk. This is like Immortal Hulk is throwing shade at it, saying, "Oh well, you want to be me so bad, but you can't because you have not gone through any of the shit I've been through. So sit your ass down because you're not Hulk. Sit down. Just stop it. Stop it, Jane. Stop it, Jen. You are not me. Don't try to be me. Knock it off." That's basically what Immortal Hulk said in this part. I also love how almost everyone threw Jason Aaron under the bus after his horrible take on She-Hulk. Like even the other writers of the book did not come defend him when he decided to throw shade at the fans, because even the writers are like, "Yeah, we're not gonna."
You don't throw shade at the people that are buying your books.
I mean, you can't. I mean, here's the thing. Like, usually they're all for that. But like, here's the thing. Even the writers were like, yeah. And usually they're okay with this because, like, again, they support people like Gail Simone who attacks the fan base constantly and shit like that. But it was so bad that even the Mean Girls and Marvel, like the one actually running the strings, the in group of Marvel writers, even they didn't want to defend it. Like, it was just written so badly that even they couldn't like go out of their way to say we stand by it. They're like, nah, we can't do that because that's literally retconning an entire character. Like, this isn't a minor retcon. You are basically saying Jen never liked being She-Hulk ever, and that is literally the complete opposite of her character. And even they couldn't defend it.
You know what's really strange is that, like, Jason Aaron, man, it's like, you ever read his Scalp run off of Vertigo?
I have not read any of his stuff pre-Marvel.
Yeah, look that up, read it, because it's like, at one point, yeah, Scalp, of course, I think is probably considered a very problematic series now, because it takes place on an Indian reservation, and, like, I mean, isn't Jason Aaron, like, almost white or something or whatever? I don't know. But basically, it's a crime drama. Yep, that right there. Basically deals with a guy who's an undercover Fed who basically infiltrates the Indian reservation he grew up on and basically tries to take on Chief Red Crow. Best villain ever, because it's like, he's not only sympathetic, it's like, man, he's just brutal. He's just like, he literally is like, he takes control of his reservation. He runs the drugs. He builds a casino he hopes will try to make things better, but it's like it's not, man. And then of course, people accuse him of killing Bad Horse's former love interest or whatever. Everyone thinks he did it because it's like, well, you're a crime boss, man. It's like, of course you did it, and like he didn't even do it. Anyway, basically 60 issues. You'd probably look into it, but I'm pretty sure this got a TV adaptation, or I don't even think this is going to get a TV adaptation because it's like it makes everyone there the villain, except for Chief Falls Down, or no, Officer Falls Down. He's a guy who basically like. I feel so bad for him. It's like he just keeps falling down. It's like his name.
I heard Scalped is really, really good, actually.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, I haven't read any I've only read his Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
So, and now guess what? He's been put in charge of the reboot of the Marvel Universe now. He's been put in charge of that now.
Who?
Jason Aaron is putting.
Okay. Here's the thing.
It's gonna be a reboot.
I think
it's gonna be.
Okay. Here's the thing with Jason Aaron. Someone who would actually write a panel like this unironically, I don't think that you should give this person the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. Because what's going on here, for those of you who need a little bit of context, is you have a literal troll basically throwing shade at Thor is a name, not a legacy. And of course, you see She-Hulk, because this is She-Hulk, losing all control, basically beating him so much the hammer basically gets destroyed, and just resorting to punching this guy to death.
And the guy says, marry me, I think. Although, I don't know, like, was that kind of like, what was that?
I think it was supposed to be a sexist comment, and it just came out weird. It's like, okay, she's beating you to death, yet now you're saying, I'm sorry. This is for anyone who needs to know where this is from. This is from Avengers 20, I think it was. And it was basically the comic that looked like Jason Aaron wasn't going to be a jerk and put She-Hulk back to standard because, this is not the way that She-Hulk likes to be, but decided to do two things. One, basically double down on what he's done and decide to retcon her history, saying that she didn't like being She-Hulk, which was a total fabrication, if you remember the thing I was showing earlier, and actually saying that she wanted to cause her cousin, Bruce Banner, physical harm for being jealous. The fact that
I remember reading this,
and I'm just like, that's one of the things. That was one of the things that really really pissed me off, because Jen was always sympathetic towards Bruce. Bruce was always like that one aspect of Bruce is still her cousin, and no matter how fucked things got, she always looked out for him, like in World War Hulk, when he came back, and to basically fuck everyone up. Jen was one of the few people who could talk him down, but he was like, Jen, get out of the way. Just get out of the way, please, right now. I don't want to hurt you. I still love you. Get out of the way. And she's like, come on, Bruce. I don't want to hurt you either. Stop it. And Jason Aaron's, and when Jason Aaron says, basically has her bitch about, I wanted respect. I wanted that respect the Hulk got. That wasn't respect. That was fear. Everyone's afraid of the Hulk. He can destroy city blocks by accident if he wanted to. People liked you because you were in control and you were funny and likable. You are quite possibly one of the most loved characters in Marvel. You're friends with Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Spider-Man. Everyone loves you. You've been everywhere, and I don't understand how. I don't understand how you don't see that as respect. I don't know.
I don't know. She did go to home base with Juggernaut.
But
no, that was not her. That was her from another universe. That universe, Jen was a slut and didn't have any standards. She did not have sex with Juggernaut.
And we don't judge a person on that, but still, at the same time, something I wanted to kind of bring up is the whole part where I read that. I just actually got angry that let's just say that I would do something that's not me. But because I remember this scene from a long time ago where Bruce felt so guilty that he actually confronted Jen while he was still in this form about the whole infection thing. He was really feeling bad about that. And Jen basically flat out said that no, Bruce made Jennifer better, made fear go away. She-Hulk loves Bruce. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of teared up a little bit at that because it's like she has every right to be upset with him and she loves him so dearly. And it's just like, Jason, did you read the freaking comics? What the hell's wrong with you?
I said, sorry, I keep talking over. I'm not trying to do this today. I'm sorry, I keep doing this. I'm just saying, Jen is the only consistently good thing going in Bruce's life, because everything else in Bruce's life is fucked. Everything. Jen is the one consistently good thing in Bruce's life that he genuinely cares about. He can't. Betty Ross is either dead or not allowed to see him.
Or Red She-Hulk.
Or Red She-Hulk, yeah. Her dad is constantly trying to kill him. He can't.
What about Rick?
Yeah, her dad is.
I was gonna say. What? What were you saying?
I brought up Rick.
Yeah, the government's always say so. Even when he's working with the Avengers, they still don't. They still are clearly kind of afraid of him and don't completely trust him. Because again, he could level an entire city block by accident if you wanted to, and just so much shit going on in Bruce Banner's life that sucks. And Jen is the one consistent thing that's always been there, that's always been reliable, and that he's always cared about.
Hasn't Rick Jones always stuck up for Bruce, though?
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of the classic Hulk comics. Rick, he's pretty much always been there for the Hulk, pretty much, even when, everyone kind of talks shit about the Hulk and all that. He's always kind of just been there for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually going to say, though, that if they gave me a Hulk story to write, if Marvel weren't cowards and shit, I actually have quite a few good ideas of what I would do for that whole, lore and shit. First is kind of a divisive one. I don't know if it would end up, generating a lot of controversy. I actually would have Betty's whole powers sort of thing, her turning into the Red Harpy, but it actually being originating from hereditary schizophrenia from her mother's side.
I mean, the whole thing, the whole Hulk thing is kind of like the whole Spider-Man thing. It's just, you get to be a Hulk. You get to be a Hulk. It's just kind of overplayed, in my opinion.
Yeah,
at
when
this point.
everyone... Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry about that.
No, it's cool. I'm just at this point, I'm kind of burnt out on the idea of having, like I said, I've been busy making my own superheroes. I'm not even worried about the big two anymore. I am just making my own shit at this point. So yeah, I actually finished a superhero. I actually finished one of my superheroes today. This is one of the first superheroes I made, actually, and I redrew her. I haven't drawn her in a while. But yeah, I really am just focusing on making my own stuff. People keep asking me what would I do? What would I do this? What would I do that? and I applaud people who make fan fiction and want more want to do more stuff like that, and that's fine. More fan projects, more power to you. But at this point, like it would be easier just to make your own stuff. There she is. Yeah. Melissa
Definitely
Jemison.
the way to go. Hey, I'm just gonna step in here real quick and say I'm gonna head out. I'm pretty tired right now. I'll catch you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good seeing you, man.
Good seeing you or talking to you.
It does remind me of a conversation I once had with my brother, where because my brother, his big project right now is some kind of Dragon Ball Z thing he's doing with Source Filmmaker, and I was talking with him and saying like I mean he's really into it, and I was just kind of talking with him and just saying like, you know, I really just don't see the appeal in making fan projects anymore, at least personally. Like, I'm kind of with you on that, Slim, that it's like if people want to do it, like I'm not gonna judge you for it. It's just that I just can't be fulfilled and filled that way anymore. Not when I've got what I'm doing with the Mythoverse going on. It's like that. Like I think I've gotten more fulfillment and direction out of life making my own stuff than I probably ever would have trying to make some kind of fan project.
Well, I think partly sometimes you have to kind of make some sort of like fan. Well, first off, all this stuff is very recognizable. Like no one, you could probably only a few people in this stream right now could probably guess some of the comics I've made or whatever, but they could probably name 10 different mainstream comics and characters.
Yeah, that's the thing I always want to talk about, because just because you're not mainstream doesn't mean you're not popular. Probably the best example I could say is the Bone comic. Any of you guys know Bone?
Oh yeah.
Bone by Jeff Smith. Bone by Jeff Smith actually got me into high fantasy. A lot of people got into high fantasy due to Lord of the Rings. I got into it by the fucking Bone comics. And the Bone comics are basically if Peanuts met Lord of the Rings. That's basically what it is. Like that's kind of what they are.
Yeah, I bought the big collection of it for my nephews.
Bone is basically about basically Ed, Edd n Eddy meets Peanuts, and they get thrown into the world of Lord of the Rings, and it works so well. For some weird reason, it works so freaking well. Bone is one of my favorite comics ever, and got me into, and like is a big influencer into getting me into comics. But it really does show, it's not really mainstream. Bone is not a mainstream series. They're trying to like make it an animated series on Netflix, which I'm all for. Because it really is a very cartoon. It really is a concept that would benefit from like animation.
Well, Jeff Smith cut his teeth doing animation, actually.
Yeah, like he had an extensive like background in animation. This is all self-published and self-written and self-drawn by Jeff Smith. He did all of this shit by himself, mostly. So like, but here's the thing: if you're into comics, you know what Bone is, but it's not mainstream. Mainstream does not equal popularity. Mainstream does not equal popularity, and I think that's something a lot of people need to take steps in understanding.
Just want to make sure I get Pointman stuff in here too.
Yeah, Pointman. Yeah. Pointman has a comic too, guys. He makes comics, so check him out. He has two issues so far. I have both, and I'm gonna eventually do a review on them. Because I gotta reread them on my I gotta reread them on my Kindle when I find the time, because I'm doing a lot of writing, a lot of drawing right now, and I'm discombobulated. But
I'll make a little version of myself with a thumbs up, and I will put that next to Pointman's comics, and also for the Mythoverse too, because those are some good reads.
Mythoverse is a good read too.
Jay, we've actually gotten some work out of Jay's girlfriend, and she's done great.
In fact, the recent one I think came out. Is it okay if I show that?
Go ahead.
All right, let me just get that.
I think that would be the second issue of Mythics, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I hope it's getting showing. Honey, if you're there, let me know if it's cool, or let me know if it's not cool, because I'm showing it again. But if it's cool, cool. All right.
The Mythoverse is expanding, from what I'm hearing. I hear I don't know if it's like a confidentiality thing, but one of my best friends is getting like a pillar in Brett, you can hear me when I say this? One of my friends is getting a pillar in the Mythoverse, and I think we both know who that friend is. But he's getting, what'd you say?
I think I'm having a hard time following when your train of thought, man.
Like getting more Mythoverse stories that are being implemented into the Mythoverse. Basically, it's expanding.
It is. I mean, I don't think it's really much of a confidentiality thing, considering we put out Hallowed Harvest that featured completely new creative teams outside of Matt and Dan and myself. So, and that's. I mean, it's also been our goal from day one to make sure we could bring on other people on board, because, well, we didn't want this thing to live and die with the three of us.
Yeah, I would say, you have more people coming on, and it seems like the Mythoverse is expanding. One of my good friends, Salem, is getting a pillar there.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, he's getting a pillar there. You guys worked with him for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's asked me to do some work for him. So I might even be in terms of art department. I'm gonna get more involved with that soon. And I'd be happy to work with you guys, because I've done a lot of art for you guys and stuff. I did a lot of fan art. I did that one with the main trio. I did one for the Mave contest with the
it was the draw this panel in your style. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm sorry I can't do digital, sorry, but I'm pretty strict in my traditional right now, because I am very infantile in my digital stuff, but I was happy to do it, and it was fun. It was a really fun draw.
Someone tells me you're getting better with your digital stuff, so.
I'm doing. I'm getting okay. I mean, I'm still very much at the toddler infant stage of things, but I'm getting better, and progress is progress. Still very much more comfortable with traditional stuff, but it's going well.
You guys are inspiring me to draw again too. Although I haven't really been drawing in 7 years, so my drawing skills are super rusty. But I'm trying. But thank you guys for your inspiration.
If it makes you feel better, Jay, it's possible to restore a cast iron pan, so your skills can't. There's probably hope for your skills too.
Yeah, I hope so. Buddy.
And and also I always tease Brett every few months with this, but but I might, once Callus Master gets off the ground, I might have Maeve make a cameo. J-Step, I would ask something. Can you Hang on a second. I'm gonna DM you something real quick.
DM me, or are you gonna put it in the private chat?
I'm gonna DM you on Twitter because it's easier.
You got it.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah. The art. By the way, the art that Jay is currently showing off right now, this is stuff that's going to be in a coloring book that his girlfriend contributed art for us. Not entirely sure if this is going to be a Patreon item, or if we're going to be putting this in the merch shop, or it'll probably go on the Patreon first to people who backed us there, and then at a later date it'll be made available on the official store.
Whoa, man! So like, you're not gonna just like charge a whole bunch of bucks and make people like wait years for it?
No,
very professional, dude. This is really this is unheard of from what I've had.
It's not like we got a Walmart deal or anything. Although I definitely would not mind getting a 7-Eleven deal.
7-Eleven is an exclusive club, buddy. I hope you get it.
Oh, I love getting trash dogs from 7-Eleven.
I'm just thinking it might be the market to hit, because think about it, like, what's a better place to pick up comics for as an impulse buy than a convenience store?
This is this is not canon, but I always tease Brett with this because it's so freaking cute.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I know what he's talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about.
I always do it, and it's really like if you ever do want to cross over with Callus Master, I'm putting something like this in. Just a heads up. Mostly because Valor is a gentleman and he would treat Maeve nicely. He'd treat Maeve nicely. Although if the reverse ever happens, keep Valor away from Maeve's mom, because he will not be able to control. He will not be able to focus at all.
To be fair, that I don't think most boys his age would be. Her mom is. I mean it when I say Sasha's really become a blessing and a curse.
That is fair. Hey, J-Steph, look, J-Steph, you know you have to do. You have to find a picture of Babe. You have to find a picture of Babe's mom if you want to understand the context of this.
I think he does.
She's kind of because I think like she's kind of become a meme of the Mythoverse.
I'll see if I can find it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it.
Just dig through the media section in my Twitter. You'll find it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We'll tell you what. If you get it, can you put it in the private chat? I'll put it up.
Actually, yeah, I can.
Might be a little faster.
Yeah. So actually, might as well get this out of the way. I mean, I keep telling this story, and I swear to God, this is absolutely true. So, I actually did have a different design in mind for Sasha than the one that ended up actually going to print. So, the thing was, I forgot to tell Victor what she was supposed to look like, so he just made one out of thin air.
Okay, I got it. So let's see the thin air version.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Don't look at my Twitter feed right now. Somebody's just T-Mano worst thing ever. But oh wow, that looks good. So wait, people are making memes out of your character?
Oh yeah.
You want to call them memes? Sure.
That's a blessing.
It's Twitter. It's the internet. People are gonna make memes and other.
Oh wait, are you talking about like NSFW art?
Not all of it.
That's even better because it's like, it gets passed around, and then of course it's like that awkward moment where you walk in and you're like, oh wow, yeah, she was in that vintage porno, and it's like, oh hi, and this is supposed to be. Supposed to be somebody's grandmother.
But like,
Can you imagine that? You imagine how awkward that would be? You basically see this little old lady, right? She's a little old lady. You've seen her fuck. Sorry. Off topic.
I honestly I get it, but like Sauron said, Brett, this is kind of your own damn fault. You should have made her less attractive. It really is your own fault. If we're doing and then like there was I remember that one you made with her in the bikini, and everyone went nuts.
Oh, what happened with that one is it was during the Mythics 2 Kickstarter, and the page featured some art by Dylan that apparently YouTube's algorithm flagged for reasons, and so we just everyone made a bunch of sexy artwork in response, and that was Victor's contribution.
Was it this one? Hold on. Was it this one?
Hold up. Yeah, that's the one.
God.
You know what the funny thing is that sometimes people will. I think I got this from a comic creator who mentioned that his female comic artist put boobs on a character and basically called them spite jugs. Because like a lot of people take issue. It's just magical. It's just drawn chest fat. That's basically what it is. But it's like I think it has this psychological effect where it's like basically you're showing the difference between men and women. It's like because it's like guys can have boobs, but it's like they're not as like boom right in your face like that. Boom.
Not unless you're Bob from Fight Club.
Oh yeah, poor Bob from Fight Club.
Yeah.
Of course,
I have that book, and I'm probably going to read it.
Yeah, his name was Robert Paulson.
Yeah.
Are we sure we're not thinking of the guy who voices Yakko on Animaniacs?
Well, I might be.
Oh man, I hate that reboot with a passion.
Who's speaking right now? Who hates the reboot?
Me.
Yeah, Pointman.
I mean, I hate it for the reasons because it's like first off they got rid of Hello Nurse and Minerva Ming, and then they changed up the intro to be by far the most Tumblr or Portland, I don't know what, woke type deal ever. It's like, wow.
Well,
really forcing those lyrics.
Well, Pointman, I got a question. Have you seen the series, or do you just hate what they did? And either way, I just want to know.
I was watching it, and I'm like thinking, none of this has made me laugh. And then I basically watched the original, and it's like, wow, this stuff is really good. And it's like, you got like a variety of cast of characters. Then it's like, I look at the other one, and it's like, the majority of it's just the Warners. It's like, what's going on with this?
Here's the thing. The problem with the Animaniacs reboot is three things. One, it's not really a variety show anymore. It's mostly just the Warners and Peaky and the Brain, and I get that those are the big sellers back then. But at the end of the day, those segments were like 3 to 5 minutes long. Now they're straight up 11 minutes, so they go on for way too long. The skits go on way too long. The second problem with the show is, ironically, is that it's not really edgy anymore. It's really not edgy anymore. Like they keep trying to say, oh well, it's edgy. It's still all. It's like, no, it's not. You're regurgitating every popular opinion, every joke, every reference is something that's already been done before, or is already a popular opinion, or has already been said before, or stuff like that. It's not edgy. You're just trying to be relevant. There's a difference. There's a key difference between being edgy and being relevant.
Oh, you're talking about the whole spreading episode and how relevant that was maybe years ago?
It doesn't. Oh, jeez.
I mean,
so
like
bad.
it wasn't funny. It wasn't really funny because it tried to like show. It tried to like. It tried to play the whole both sides thing, but it did the modern day Lisa Simpson type deal where they try to make them seem like, oh well, this is a two sides deal. But once you think about it, the whole idea of quote unquote man spreading and being offended or upset that somebody is simply sitting down in itself, it's just fucking stupid. This isn't a case of, oh, he should be allowed to spread his legs, or oh, he should be allowed to spread his legs. This is if you get pissed that somebody is spreading their legs, you're fucking stupid. It's a one-sided argument. Like there's no two sides of this. It's a one-sided argument. You get pissed that somebody's spreading their legs because they don't want to squish their junk, then you're a fucking moron who's a privileged fuck who needs to grow up, for God's sake. This is not. They try to say, oh well, it's a two sides. Both arguments are valid. No, it's one side, and it's really fucking stupid. If you get upset that somebody's spreading their legs, you're a fucking you don't deserve rights if you get upset that somebody is spreading their fucking legs.
Slim, you okay, man? You sound pretty angry.
I'm angry. I am. I'm not gonna say. I'm tired of agitating this whole thing. Like it's really like they try to like. That's kind of why I don't like the show. They try to play. I hate it when you try to play both sides, but can't acknowledge how stupid it is from one side. And I think, and you know what's funny is they tried so hard to be mainstream and try so hard to be like They try again. Mainstream doesn't mean popular. Yeah, they tried really hard to be mainstream. What happened? People talked about them for a week. They talked about them for a week. That's it. I have not heard anyone else talk about them after that week they came back. No one's talking about them. No one cares about the new Animaniacs. No one cares.
Well, another thing that kind of kills the whole ability to be both sides when you basically, and again, I'm not trying to get political here. I'm trying to be as neutral as I can. But if you take a look at it objectively, when you basically make, I think it was 5 Trump jokes. And when the original Animaniacs, they gave it to everybody. So, you know, they made fun of the Republicans, but they also made fun of Democrats too. So it was a little bit more even. But I don't remember having 5 Bill Clinton jokes in the entire series, much less the first season. Meanwhile, you have, this one season having like 5 Trump jokes and damn near kissing Hillary Clinton's ass. I mean, there's nothing subtle about it. They are actually kissing Hillary Clinton's ass. They are not hiding it at all. They aren't hiding. They're not. Like, here's the thing. I think Nostalgia Critic said it best. Doug Walker said it best. The 70% of the stuff that's in it is good. It's funny. It's genuinely funny. It's that 30% that's gonna decide whether or not you like the show, because the 30% really hits you over the head with it because it's not subtle or nuanced at all. And I'm just like, you can't sit here and claim like, I mean, he's not in office anymore, so I guess I could be more open about it. But at the end of the day, none of the Trump jokes in the show were funny. There was only one Trump joke in the show that was funny, and that was when Maurice LaMarche did an impression of him, because it was a legitimately good impression. After years of hearing bad Trump impressions, deliberately bad Trump impressions, Maurice LaMarche came in and did a legitimately good one. Everything he said wasn't funny, but the fact that there was a legitimately good Trump impression threw me for a loop, and I legitimately laughed because he sounded exactly like, I was like, okay, yeah, that's funny because it actually sounds like the guy. It's not like mocking how he talks. He legitimately sounds like Trump, and that was funny. Now, when you have that, and you have the Pinky and the Brain episode where, you know, they say, oh, let's have a mouse in the White House, and and it was basically saying, oh, we need a woman president. Basically, it was basically the episode where it said a woman president would be best, and I'm just like, okay,
and they even said it in the end when they like made a female president win the elections, like, and she's going to be inaugurated in office just like any other man. I'm just like, okay, who was this made for? Like, who was this made for? Was that clever?
I think it was just
Dominic,
animation.
Yeah, like here's like Dominic Paoli said, they didn't call back the original creative team. Yeah, that was something else I was really wondering about, because like I was wondering why the comedy was okay. It was funny at times, but overall it was okay. It was coming from people who understood some of what made the Animaniacs funny, but at the same time, I'm watching it and they're like, yeah, this is very not as clever as the original or on the nose as the original. And it turns out they didn't bring the creative, the core creative team back, and they outright barred the original head creative team away from it, said you can't work on it, even though they wanted to come back and work on it. So, like I said, like it's not really edgy, and it tried way too hard to be mainstream. So you're basically left with an average show that doesn't really do anything new or edgy. So you basically brought back the Animaniacs without bringing back what made the Animaniacs special, which was, again, it was kind of edgy, it was controversial, it wasn't afraid to pull punches, throw punches to everybody. And now you have a show that's clearly clearly wants to be mainstream and has a popular opinion. Basically, like I heard this saying for what the Simpsons did too. It's very similar to the Simpsons. The Simpsons stopped being good when they stopped subverting the culture and attacking the culture and pointing out the culture.
But going along
started
with it.
trying to, and yeah, and just basically tried to become the culture. And guess what happened? Animaniacs 2020, which one? Animaniacs 2020. People praise it for about a week. It gets occasional fan art now and again, but nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares that it's back. I'm pretty sure people have forgotten it came back. And no, I would not be a Red Lantern. I would be a Blue Lantern. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, dude. We all get stuff that we get angry about, and I totally get that. I mean, if you look at me, like last week when they brought out She-Hulk, and I put that in quotations, I was pretty livid. I was actually probably more rabid than I was probably more like a rabid dog than you're angry now. So I just remember that my sister was talking with her husband, who's possibly a bigger comic book fan than I am, and said, "Oh, this guy, your brother's going to be pissed." And yeah, but we all get stuff that we get a little bit pissed off about, and I try not to judge because, good Lord, I would hope that when I get particularly upset and start to get on anything, people will give me a little bit of slack.
For me, I usually make fun of it, like that whole posting that one comment, and then basically the Reddit people got angry at me and basically was like, "Oh, he thought you proved a point by posting porn." And it's like, it wasn't even porn; it was basically borderline erotica, you know. And it was a simple phrase like, why is it so hard to draw women as women? Because it's like, mostly, it's like, you're getting upset over how I am talking about how characters should be drawn, while you were complaining that other people were complaining that they were drawing her too muscular or something. It's like, come on, double standards or whatever.
Or how about the stuff that's coming? I'm not sure if we want to talk about this. The things that was going on with Smash and them bringing in Pyra and Mithra in there, and the fact that they still toned them down, but they still looked amazing. But you know, this is one of the few times, I think this is one of those rare times where it's like, okay, I understand why they had to tone them down, because in Japan they're not going on what we're on our standards. They're going on what do you call it? They're going on the Sero-Japanese standards, and allegedly, this is something I've been told recently, they're actually more strict than we are when it comes to those kind of standards, when it comes to those ratings. But yeah, so they toned down the characters, but the Smash community was still complaining
about what?
Insane.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Apparently, they kept like the leotard thong things, so it kind of shows up their asses. And then they actually added there's actual jiggle physics for them in the game.
Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing the problem here. It's just fictional characters with like.
Disney DuckTales was a good show that respected the original series while also being its own thing. In addition, expanded the material this afternoon. I think DuckTales. I think DuckTales went from.
For another time. Okay, here's what they look like.
Yeah, don't look that up on the stream because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have something we might have to take down.
Honestly, but the only thing I really liked out of the DuckTales reboot was that it gave Huey, Dewey, and Louie more distinct personalities. Because let's be honest, gun to my head, I'll choose the original show every time, but they're all basically the same character in that show.
Yeah, they really are. And again, Wayward said the same thing. At the end of the day, this show is just trying to be Gravity. This show is basically Gravity Falls with ducks. It really was. It really was just Gravity Falls with ducks. Let's be real here. But
I'm not sure, but at least this was watchable compared to some other shows.
Yeah, it's not bad. It wasn't bad. I just lost interest by season 2. And everyone I saw who saw season 2 to the end and then said season 3. Season 3 is where they kind of lose you because they stop being DuckTales and just straight up just be their own thing, and that's where a lot. I've seen Quack Pack. They're all the same brand of douchey teenagers too, and Quack Pack. But yeah, like I saw parts of season 2. I saw all of season 1, parts of season 2. Lost interest in season 2. But by season 3, everyone said the biggest problem was it was basically like ditching the whole idea of trying to be DuckTales with a twist and was just being its own thing, and that's kind of what made people lose interest. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Wait, Quack Pack? What does that look like?
Yo, you're gonna hate it.
It is so fucking 90s, like, and not like Goof Troop.
In the worst
ways. And not like Goof Troop where it's kind of endearing. It is the most 90s shit. Just look at these motherfuckers.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I saw Princess Daisy in a Milli Vanilli shirt.
It's got a sexy duck character, so just saying.
I don't care. But this is that was some oh god! I think I'm gonna throw up just looking at it. Like, it's so fucking 90s. God, stop.
If Dan was on here, I'd be asking to answer for his generation. But no, not even. No, this is not. No, I can't. Oh, am I kidding? Like, this is not shit Gen Xers would come up with. This is boomer shit.
I remember the episode where they encountered a cybernetic family that were like the DC characters, the Atomic Family in this. Yeah, I remember this. They also had a superhero episode, or like they had like ancient Chinese warriors.
God,
wow. I
Was this
remember
really
watching this show, and I loved every bit of it.
Was this really how boomers saw the 90s?
Well, yeah, I mean, basically, it's like, here's the thing about information, right? It's like information used to basically go around slowly and stuff like that, and now it's like, whenever they try to make a show, like, it'll always be outdated, you know, unless you're really fast at animating, although, like, animation's never going to be that fast. Although, that CalArt style, though, but still, no. I don't like it.
Here's the thing, like, just so much, like, here's the thing. She-Ra, here's the thing, I guess it's important.
Oh, boy.
She-Ra, the original She-Ra is a product of the 80s. Let's be real here. It's an 80s cheesy cartoon or whatever. However, the difference with that is New Raw, if you want to call it that, whatever it's called New Raw now, I guess. New Raw was dated when it came out. It was like She-Ra took years to become dated, and even then, people still go back to it, still have a good time because it knew what it was. Because it didn't. I said this before. I'll say it again. Don't let the decade define your show. Let your show define the decade. And what She-Ra was doing back then was popular back then. But it didn't like let it define what the show was. I still think that the old She-Ra was cheesy, but to a lot of people, including my own mother, actually, she loved the show as a kid. My mother loved the show as a kid. She loved She-Ra. She said it was her favorite cartoon growing up as a kid.
This was a pretty good show.
And it stuck with her, and it stuck with a lot of people because there was genuine care and effort put into it. And while it is a product of its time, a lot of people still love it. Problem with New Raw is one thing only. It's dated right out of the gate. Like it does things that are dated right out of the gate.
Yeah,
it's not gonna age well, and it's not gonna age like She-Ra, the original She-Ra, because the original She-Ra took years to actually age, and even then, looking back on it, people can still enjoy it for what it was because it was a product of its time.
Right.
This is the product of its time. This is the product of its time before its time even is reflected on.
Yeah, there's even kind of a similar phenomenon with Star Trek, because you can look at the original series, and yeah, that thing is, you can tell that was a show that was made back in the 60s, and then compared to Discovery, where it's doing stuff that's already 10 years out of date from when it aired. It's like,
yeah, I mean, it's already doing stuff that I do think that social media and the information age does play a factor in it, because we do latch on to trends and stuff like that. I do think that, but at the same time, there are certain shows that I think that can define the decade of animation and still be low. Like a great example of it would be Gravity Falls. I think Gravity Falls is going to age very well. It's a show you're going to look back. Oh man, that's something that was very popular in 2016, but it was still good. I think that's the same attitude a lot of people have with I think that's the same attitude a lot of people have with She-Ra. It was that's something that had happened a lot during the 80s, but it was still a good show. I think that's something you need to understand. And I don't think New Raw. I don't think New Raw, whatever you want to call it, can go out of its way to say that, because right off the bat, it's like, oh, you're doing what all the other shows are doing now. Okay, what are you doing that's new? What are you doing that's unique? And it's like, well, we're doing everything that's popular, right? And it's like, yeah, but you don't really have any identity of your own. Well, you're not doing anything special or new, so what's the point of you even existing? You're already dated before your time has even passed. How do you do that?
Well, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, here's the biggest thing that I found that was a big issue with this show. They called it She-Ra. That was the problem. If they let this be its own thing, I think that at the very least, there would have been a lot less backlash. But at the same time, the thing that a lot of people were complaining about probably got certain people to watch the show more, because it followed a very annoying trend that I'm seeing in current media when it came to certain reboots. And when I say reboots, I mean almost all of them now. The lie that we love the original show, which was bullshit, because apparently Noelle Stevenson didn't even know too much about the show until she was said, "Hey, can you make this She-Ra show? You're going to lose half the lore because we didn't get the rights for it, but we are sure that you can make a quality show." But anyways, so we love the show, a lie, but it was problematic and we have to fix it, which basically shows that they didn't do their research. They didn't check the lore. They didn't see that Funimation was a very progressive, especially for its time.
Did you say Funimation instead of Filmation? Just realized.
Filmation, sorry, Filmation. Thank you. Sorry, I probably drank the wrong tea. But anyways, no, Filmation was one of the most progressive animation studios of its time. The person who did the real She-Ra, she was a LGBTQ woman. She identified that way. And everything that she did, she had to fight for. I mean, she basically, again, wanted to make, according to the documentary, it's on Netflix, she wanted to make a woman that was the definition of feminine. And she was able to do that. I mean, she basically didn't make her Barbie-like. She gave her some more muscle structure, and she did some really cool stuff with her. And again, I was a big fan of the show. Granted, one of the reasons why was because it was on before He-Man, and then I actually watched the show and I enjoyed it while waiting for He-Man. But
yeah,
I like that.
like that's something a lot of people understand. Like they said, oh well, you guys are just admitting that you just watched She-Ra, and I heard like a big reason why a lot of people actually preferred She-Ra over He-Man is, even though He-Man is more iconic, I heard people actually like the characters and the story of She-Ra better than He-Man. Like, in terms of like getting invested in the story and stuff, people liked She-Ra better. They liked her story better. They wanted, like, she was worth getting invested more into, and a lot of people liked that. So like, yeah, like why are you mocking men for liking a show that stars a badass female character? You're not helping your case. This is the same people who say like, oh well, comic book fans have a problem with black characters and stuff like that and all that other stuff. Okay, then how do you explain like Storm in the X-Men being extremely popular to the point where she's considered like a quintessential X-Men to the story, and she's a black woman, and even people prefer her as the leader of the X-Men as opposed to Scott in many adaptations. So you can't really. The same thing with Monica Rambeau. People say, "Oh, well, you're just not ready for a black woman or for a black woman." No, because she literally led the fucking Avengers at one point. No one has a problem with that. It's just your new characters suck. This is the thing about it. This is the thing about BLTs that we need to talk about. They don't know. They are creatively bankrupt. They do not know how to create. They do not know how to make anything original. They only know how to tear other things down to their level whenever they're faced with criticism or whenever they're faced with something that they cannot keep up with.
And then when sorry, no.
Well, I just want to kind of bring up to something. You said like you could have just made this into your own show. Do you guys want to be reminded of that one show I tagged you all in? Well, except Brett. Brett,
yeah,
right?
that one show that was trying to mock magical girls or whatever.
No, it wasn't trying to mock it. It was trying to basically be its own thing. But it's like, no, it's not its own thing. It's basically just overly hipster, like Super Friendship Squad or whatever.
Yeah, it's mock. It was meant to be like a parody of it was meant to be like a parody of magical girls tropes and shit like that. And it came from and I guarantee you it came from people who don't actually know what makes a magical girl series a magical girl series.
And I remember watching this, and it was just so glorious at just how awful it made me feel.
And the worst part about it is the animation. Like, here's the thing: the animation community stays quiet about this because they know for a fact that if you bring it up, it's going to prove people right. When you bring up shit like this, you say, and the same thing with the Aquaman cartoon. They say the same thing, like, oh well, you guys you don't take it so serious. I'm just like, shouldn't you guys be angry? Isn't this proving your critics right? shouldn't you guys be mad at this? Shouldn't you guys be upset about this?
No, that also gets to the final part of this. Again, step 1, say we love something. Step 2, but it's problematic. Step 3, when people try and give their opinions or whether they're right or wrong, those people are problematic and they're just the worst. Or, if they decide to, double or triple down, they're Nazis. So,
and I'm tired of this. And I'm tired. I'm sorry. One more thing. I'm tired of this idea of you're not allowed to judge it unless you watch the entire series. I'm like, no. If it's shit for the first few episodes, I have every right to say it's shit for the first few episodes. What the hell?
How about me? I'm just going off first impressions, and this looks like nothing I want to watch. Is my opinion invalid? I'm making a conscious decision just to avoid it.
I mean, first off, here, let me just explain one of the elements from the first episode. So they have to have for some reason, I don't know why, it's gross out humor. They have to solve, they have to be told the main villain or whatever, and basically, they have to, poke the butthole of this red panda character who's apparently she's the creator of the universe, and her name's Isis, and it's I'm sorry, what? Why? First off, why do you have to explain it through going through her butthole? It's it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Because it's random, and random equals funny nowadays.
Yeah, no, that was just gross. And then basically another scene where it's for some reason she's able to use her period blood as a superpower, and it's oh my god, no, stop that. It's I'm not gonna say it's the equivalent of a guy who uses super jizz or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, that would be hilarious to see, even though that was in a comic book at one point called The Pro, where the superpower.
It was in fucking Hancock too.
The Pro was at least a one shot, as far as I know.
Oh, that was a fabulous comic about a superpowered prostitute that gets superpowers because of this guy called he was a Watcher parody where he was called the Voyeur, and you basically, oh my god, it's just horrible.
I think the reason why the Pro was actually funny is because, well, for one, it's written by Garth Ennis, and Garth Ennis, whether you like his sense of humor or not, the guy knows how to write humor.
Yeah, do not look up the Pro right now.
Oops, sorry.
I mean,
look at the cover. The cover's relatively safe.
Yeah, that was an animated short actually.
Yeah, yep. I don't. Did the animated short?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's an animated short.
Yeah, this is what would happen if Power Girl was, I don't know, had a hard enough life.
Yeah, basically, well, I remember she has a baby. She has a baby and all the other shit, and she basically her life is really, 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 really shitty, and then she suddenly gets superpowers, and then a bunch of parodies of superheroes ask her to join their superhero squad, and apparently they get a pension. So she's oh shit, yeah. So if I do this, I can make money. And she's really bad at being a superhero. She beats the fuck out of a supervillain and pisses on him and stuff like that.
Overly done, and basically Garth Ennis, man, just putting man, that was way too much. But I get it.
Yeah, I think I have my save. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, if they wanted a strong female character or whatever, they just have to look at the Pro and make this gain the rights and make it a live action movie.
I wouldn't call her a strong female character. I would say she's definitely an interesting female character.
Well, yeah, because towards the end of it or whatever, she actually sacrifices herself because basically she accidentally kills this terrorist and has to hold his hands and hold the bomb trigger or else it'll explode, and she has to leave because if she doesn't, it'll kill her son, and it's and she basically says to the superhero guy, just basically say if you dare try to make my son into a superhero, I'm basically going to haunt your ass forever. But no, it's like sort of in that respect, because it's like, it's like doesn't I don't know. Did have a lot of like pro. I think she like went on a pro military log or monologue saying like the military was like way better than. Although I think that was basically Garth Ennis. He basically wants to write war books instead of superhero stuff or whatever. And if you think about it, yeah.
I just thought you guys liked to see the superhero team.
Yep. I think it's the Knight, the Saint. I think that guy's called the Wizard or something. Then there's the Wonder Woman parody one. Then there's the Squire.
Yep. It's a fun comic for those who haven't read it. Again, Amanda Conner, definitely. The fact that this book is drawn by Amanda Conner, one of my favorite artists of all time, gets it higher up on the list just then. But it's definitely a good read. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, like I said, it's Garth Ennis.
Yeah.
So you know what you're getting.
Complete BS.
That's a BS.
Yeah, I'm just like, like it's always the same argument. Oh, well, you don't like this show from modern day. Well, look at the 80s. I'm just like, okay, look, like let me put it this way. You guys notice how they always say, well, look at the 80s. I'm like, okay, look at the 90s, then look at the 2000s, and look at it now. You guys don't have an excuse for all your shows to look similar. You guys don't have an excuse. You don't.
Yeah,
you guys don't.
In the 2000s or whatever, there was a show called Cyber 6 or whatever, had a really kind of unique art style and stuff like that. You ever heard of it?
Wait, was it Cyber 6 or Bionic 6?
Cyber 6.
I think it was based off a comic from Brazil, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one about the Nazi scientists that were experimenting on people and creating monsters.
Or was it Argentinian? I know it was. I'm pretty sure it was one of the South American countries.
Yeah, and she had a brother who was an actual Black Panther or something.
Is this it?
Kind of like Carmen Sandiego is what you could consider it or whatever.
Oh crap! Then I remember this now. This was a long time ago.
Yeah, watch the intro to this. The intro is just so awesome with the way it kind of just like, I don't know. Oh, and then she pretends to be a man in her civilian identity. That was a big thing. It was like, whoa, what's that about? Yeah. And then of course one of her students tries to hit on her, but it's like that's never gonna happen, dog. No, she doesn't row that boat.
Yeah, but it really is interesting. Like they always like jump the gun to like, oh well, this is an era where animation is really unique and stuff like that. I'm like, no, a lot of the shows do look very similar. Now, if you guys just owned up to it and said, yeah, okay, they look very similar because the animation community is extremely nepotistic. I mean, dear, if you think comics are nepotistic, dear God, the animation community is so unbelievably nepotistic that it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, they got so angry at me with some of the comments I made.
Yeah, not even like I'm in the actual industry. Like there's like almost everybody who makes a new show. They know they are connected to each other every single time. I keep saying, like it's not about your talent or what you're gonna bring to the table. It's literally who you fucking know in the industry, and that's why so many of the art styles and shit look so similar because a lot of these people worked on the same shows. Gesundheit. A lot of people not only worked on the same shows, but and that's usually normal and par for the course, sure. But it was never to this extent. Like it went from let me give you an example. Flapjack had three big names on it that would go on to make some of the biggest shows of the 2010s. It was Pendleton Ward who would make Adventure Time eventually. J.G. Quintel, who did a lot of the storyboarding and looking at regular show, yeah, the dude definitely carried that over, and then of course you have freaking Alex Hirsch, who worked very hard as supervisor on there, and he ended up making Gravity Falls. So there's a difference between that, like three people who just so happen to work on the same show ended up spiraling and doing their own thing, and then there's having people who literally just worked in the same show and getting a series almost immediately after that show came out.
You mean like
it
DuckTales,
really is
Stevenson?
Yeah, like DuckTales, Noah Stevenson. Who else? The girl, I think the girl who was on regular show, who was like she was like Eileen. She was like the character that they based Eileen on. I think she got her own show. I think it was Apple and Onion. I'm not sure. Don't hold me on that. Yeah, like odds are if they worked on any show recently, Craig of the Creek is another one. A lot of them came from Steven Universe actually. Craig of the Creek, Victor Valentino, what else? OKKO. A lot of people worked on similar shows and end up getting their own shows in a year. So yeah, it's very nepotistic over there. A lot of people in Gravity Falls got their own show, their own stuff. It's really, really, really nepotistic. I don't know how bad it was, but I don't know how bad it's getting, but it's gotten pretty fucking bad. It's kind of like every other show is kind of the same at this point.
Well, there is one thing that I do want to bring people's attention on. If you're looking at Cartoon Network, I definitely would agree to it. But there are some areas that are getting some pretty good cartoons out there, and this is one of them. Actually, came from your recommendation. Kid Cosmic, I thought was actually really good. Did you see that? I think you were the one that recommended that.
Yeah, we talked about it last time, last stream, and it really and even then, back then, it was again, this is Rob Renzetti and Craig McCracken. The difference here is that they didn't get their own show immediately after they worked on another one. They still did other stuff and still rounded other stuff out before doing new things. You know what I mean? So a good example would be Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Lab. A lot of people worked on those two shows and ended up getting their own stuff and getting their own name out there. Rob Renzetti did his own stuff, but he didn't really get his own show until My Life as a Teenage Robot, and after that he only worked on as an executive producer to other shows. Same thing with Lauren Foss. She technically didn't get her own show till My Little Pony Friendship with Magic, despite working in animation for years. So you can tell that was actually done with effort, time, patience, and practice, while these other shows are just being rolled out one after another, after another, after another, after another, without any real rhyme or reason.
Oh, well, I think I'm going to be going to bed.
Yeah,
but
I think yes, we've got to end the stream here anyway.
But wait, before we do, what animated show do you think defines the era right now?
Ooh, that's
pick one.
I mean, because it all depends on your budget, I guess, and where you get your animation.
I mean, general vibe.
If you're talking about mainstream stuff, I would say Steven Universe is the most influential It's not good. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant, because that's a matter of subjectivity, in my opinion. Because I think the first three seasons of Steven Universe are still some of Cartoon Network's best, but it did go off the handles really quickly. But overall, I would say this: Steven Universe is the show that defined animation 2014 onward so far.
Oh, I just got threatened right now. Sorry.
We did?
No, I got threatened by, somebody posted a meme like animation fans that just want to watch their shows, and it's like Mr. Incredible, then it's the little boss guy, and it's like CalArt's bad, give me likes. And of course, like, and the next image is of him being strangled, and it's like, wow. But, like, and continue on. But you said Steven Universe?
No. Now, are you talking about now, or are you talking about...
Well, I'm just talking in general, but I think, like, Slim pointed out pretty well. I think it is probably Steven Universe with the whole, like... Because the majority of it, those have a bunch of female sympathetic villains, don't they? At the end, where basically they forgive the genocidal diamonds.
Yeah,
I think Steven Universe has. I think Steven Universe has. Like I said, split it up. First three seasons embodies a lot of the stuff I love about modern animation. About modern anime shows. Everything else embodies everything I hate about it. So I would say that it's definitely the most influential and like defining show of the past 6 years.
If you got me... Oh, sorry, I'll let you guys finish first before I give my last take, and I'll try and make it fast. Oh, okay. I think if you got this a couple years ago, you'd be 100% right. I think something that's kind of in the middle ground right now would probably be Amphibia. And here's my reason why I'm saying maybe something like this. It might not... The reason why I think this might be somewhere in between is this is a show that, again, is trying to get with diversity, but unlike a lot of other shows, it's not being insufferable about it. It's trying to go for new and different elements that I think is pretty neat. So I think in many cases where a lot of shows fail, this one actually succeeds. And here's the big thing. It's actually good, unlike a lot of the other shows, which are definitely not. And I'm hoping, again, I'm trying to keep hope that other shows like this, and again, Kid Cosmic, maybe the animation industry could bounce back. But if they don't learn the lessons of what made it like shows like this or DuckTales or Kid Cosmic pretty good, we're going to start getting the worst elements of Steven Universe, or heaven forbid, She-Ra. Oh, sorry, New-Ra.
Can I ask a question? Is this like set in the same universe as Star Versus?
No. I think the person who did Star Versus, and I could be wrong about this. I think that person is helping out with the Owl House. So, but no, this is
because I noticed the blood. Oh, hey Salem, hope all is well. I'll have to catch up on what I missed on the stream. Salem, to be honest, we're about to end the stream like in 2 minutes. So you showed up at the last second. Oh boy. I just said like, is it in the same universe as Star Versus? Because I noticed the blood moon in the background.
Definitely not. No, this is a completely different show. And again, it's funny, and I'll try and wrap this up quick. This is a show that when I saw the art style and saw the story, I had no interest whatsoever, because mostly I just like, why would I see an animation about frogs? But I gave it a chance, and it was actually pretty good, surprisingly good. Or who knows, maybe my standards are just low. But I'm hoping that if this is where the industry is going, maybe it can eventually bounce back. But I might be too much of an optimist. I suppose we'll see.
I think a real, like, one of the shows, like, not just to basically be like, I'm just going to say it clearly, it's either Hell of a Boss or Has Been Hotel. Although Hell of a Boss, we're getting more episodes of that, and roughly everybody just loses their minds when they see this thing. It's like they got memes already made of it. It's got better written characters overall. Even Stolas.
It's the furry girl, isn't it?
Well, they made a joke about that too.
Yeah, they made a joke about that in the. They made a joke about that. Oh wow, is that a new episode coming up?
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's like, it's either. But it mostly comes down to the whole a lot of the jokes hit, a lot of the jokes aren't. It's like not overly preachy, shit like that. I really think it's like it hits well with the audience, and basically they're going to be having like Has Been Hotel on TV, so it's like.
Yeah, I don't mind tongue-in-cheek humor, but it's a little. I think it's a little hypocritical to like. I mean, like first of all, Busy Pop makes a lot of NSFW content, and also like you knew exactly what you were doing when you made this character. You knew exactly. Don't try to pretend like you didn't know. You knew exactly. You know exactly what you were doing when you made this character. Please do not pretend like you didn't see this coming.
Hey man, it's like if sex sells, man, usually it does. And also when they made
don't scroll down any further. We've seen enough.
Well, I'm just saying, like
I'm talking to J Step because I think we're gonna get to the point where things are gonna get gonna get weird.
What is funny is that they actually made her where she's trying to talk to another hellhound and she's just so derpy during it. I'm just like, wow, this is hilarious. This is another side to her instead of like Dee from like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because that's kind of like what I pictured what she is, Dee from Always Sunny. Did anyone else get that?
Yeah.
Did anyone ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I did. You get like a tomboy Ledette type character. Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna end the stream here.
Yeah.
Because it's getting a little late. It's midnight. This is one of the longest streams we've ever done. 340. Jesus Christ. Links to all my friends, like social media in the descriptions. Thanks Brett for coming on.
Thank you. Yeah, sure.
We're gonna next time. I don't know when, because I might not do next Saturday because I got a lot of shit on my plate I need to get through. I got stuff I gotta catch up on reading. I got stuff I gotta finish writing. I got more drawing to do. I'm trying to get like the basics of Callus Master to come out soon because I really want to get it to the ground, guys. So I got that coming out soon. And I have a little bit, so I might not have it next Saturday, but yeah, if you want the whole like Mythoverse trio on here, let me know whenever you're open and ready, because that'll be a hell of a stream. I'll even get drunk for the occasion, and that's where I'm really fun.
Well, you know what?
You can trust me.
We'll hit you up when we launch the Adobe Kroger 2 campaign in March. Then,
yeah, if you you can like if you want like any commissioned art or anything like that either, I'm always open to. Cough cough, bad eyelashes, bite eyelashes. But yeah, still thanks for coming on. Thanks, Smug. Thanks, Pointman. Thanks, J-Step. J-Step, thank you for being the screen sharer once again. I need a desktop. I'm sorry for talking over people this stream. I don't know what's gotten over me. Maybe I'm just a little talkative. But yeah, check out the Mythoverse. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for dropping by, everyone, in the stream.
Yep.
Have a good one,
having
guys.
me. Yep. Bye.
Yep. I'll see you guys later. I'm just gonna go out and get some to eat with my brother.
See you later.
All right, see ya.
See you, Slim.
See ya.